Welcome to another episode of Live Talks with Fawole, the voice behind the camera, the wizard, and Nathan Taylor. Welcome to the studio.
What's going on? Yeah,
cool. The nice Nathan Taylor.
Thanks for having me, man.
Cool,
Appreciate that.
coming,
Yeah,
on,
appreciate
man.
that. Appreciate
With
that.
them guns out, you're looking
Come on,
good.
man. Come on.
You've been training hard.
We're trying.
Yeah, it's
2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
You see me there. I see you there as well.
Yeah. Occasionally, I saw you there the other day.
Yeah.
I don't train at the gym you train at. I mean,
Okay. You move about a little bit.
Yeah, well, I've come to that one now. But I mean, yeah, generally, it's like you change where you train. We've trained in the same gym for a period of time sometimes.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Finsbury Park, Holloway.
Yeah. And you've been training for years.
About 25 years, brother.
Yeah. And it shows, you look good.
Does it show? I'm trying.
You look good. You look
Thank you.
you're doing, come on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I love your humility though.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm a humble guy.
Yeah, definitely you are, man. And that's one of your endearing qualities.
No, I appreciate that.
There's something to be said for because it's not just, we don't just train at the gym together. I've known you for a long time.
A long time, yeah.
I remember I met you through Leland, I think.
It's about 25.
Yeah. Leland Wright.
Years.
Leland Wright. Big
Yeah.
up Leland Wright.
Can we say that? Yes. Big up Leland.
Well, I'm saying that. Hotting him up still. But that's when we was in school days kind of thing.
You said Islington Green, right?
Yeah. Big up IGS.
I was Happy Grove though. Happy Grove.
Happy Grove's alright.
Yeah.
Some good things.
We had the better school, obviously, but really that's another topic.
Yeah.
All good.
And in the years of growing up and stuff, and just we live in the same area as well, just knowing some of the same people as well.
Yeah.
You've always been a nice guy and kind of like cool.
Thank you, and likewise, easy to talk to. Appreciate your advice. You're a straight talking guy.
Thank you.
Bless. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're a nice guy.
Accept my compliments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love them. Come on.
Okay.
Why are you lying?
No. This is straight from the heart, man.
Sure?
Straight from here.
Well, I accept it.
100%. I promise you. I promise you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, life and growing up. Like I said, you're a humble guy. You're a very nice guy. Can you tell me about like your origins, where you come from? Talk about you. Just know about you.
So my mum and dad are both from Guyana, from Georgetown.
Okay.
They came over here when they were 18 years old.
Okay.
And then my dad was kind of in and out of my life a little bit. So it was mainly just mum looking after me and my older brother Nigel. I think you know Nigel.
Okay, yeah. I remember the name. I can't remember. I know your older brother. I know the name as well.
Yeah, you know each other. So he's 50. He's 50 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we was brought up. Things were quite tough.
Yeah.
My mum done everything for us. Like she made sure there was food on the table. There might be times where she's not eating a meal properly. Like she's waiting for us to eat our food, and then she'll eat what both of us leave back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like a proper ride or die mum.
Yeah. When did you said they both came over when they was 18? Did they get married in Guyana or here?
They never got married. They were together.
Okay.
They were together for maybe about 10 years.
Okay.
And then my dad was just doing, whatever dad was doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
what men were doing at the time, sign the time.
Yeah, it's a young guy, fresh from from abroad. Obviously, he's a good-looking guy. He's got a lot of attention.
Easy.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Did you look like your dad?
Huh?
You look like your dad.
Exactly the same. I'll show you a picture after. Actually,
Yeah.
Spitting image.
Yeah,
scary.
Yeah, seriously.
The DNA
do you,
is visible.
Do you feel you take anything from your dad, like like DNA wise as well?
Oh, can we say that on camera?
What? That you take what? DNA wise? Well, no. But what do you mean? We'll say what on camera?
No, because my dad was obviously a bit of a rolling stone, wasn't he?
Well, you know what? What you do say and what you don't say is one thing. What you have inherited and what you haven't inherited is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So just good things, bad things, whatever you want to talk about.
To simplify, I'd say just his characteristics.
Yeah.
He's very much a people's person.
Okay.
So that's what I am. I like being around people, engaging, talking.
Socialite
I like
kind of
the
thing.
energy. I love energy. I like people's energy.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. So I've got that from him, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and growing up, you and your brother, like you said, your mum, you had it hard with your mum, but your mum was like a ride or die mum, so she kept you rolling and going.
Yeah.
Like where even me, my memory of you as a young man and meeting you, because like I said, I met you through Lean and stuff.
Yeah.
You haven't really changed. You've been rounded and kind of like direct and confident, calm, humble. Just, do you know what I mean? Like you almost had those guns when we were young, but you never had those guns when we were young. But you had the confidence. No, I hear what you're saying. You resonated. That's what you are, Nathan. To me, anyway. When I talk to you, that's what I get from you. When I first met you, calm, cool, collected. I met you through Leland. The way you are has been throughout. What we're going to get into later on,
right?
Up until you actually vocalised it to me, I was unaware of it because of your demeanour and how I perceive you and how we talk.
Yeah.
And this is probably prior to it and after and everything. So that's just a testament to how I perceive you and how also your demeanour is. So
no, fair enough. Yeah. But also to say that I was raised in a Christian household. So my mum was a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
Yeah, for the last 38 years. So,
okay.
So my upbringing was strict, if you can say that, in terms of, you know, no birthday parties, no Christmases, that sort of stuff. So that was quite difficult at times.
I know
everyone else was, you know, celebrating birthdays, for example.
I know other people that are the same, and you think
Jehovah's Witnesses,
Jehovah's Witnesses, or they know that they've grown up Jehovah's Witnesses, because I don't believe anybody is anything until they decide to be like them own self.
100%.
You can be taught stuff as a child and religions and all that stuff, but that's another discussion altogether.
Yeah, of course, But
so I know people that have grown up as Jehovah's Witnesses, and then do you find, this is a question I'm asking you, do you have more of a nonchalant view, and maybe that might be the reason why you're so cool and calm and collected? You don't get I didn't feel you got excited about stuff or too open about stuff, because there wasn't so much like, oh, birthday, oh, Christmas, oh, this.
That's right.
It was just another day, and you just got on with it within that religion. So as a child, you never had those things where I go bananas. When my birthday would come up, start almost kind of like rolling up on people. Yo, what you got for me? Like even as a young kid, like, oh, you know, you can roll up on people and ask them for stuff, but with that wasn't there for me.
It wasn't the case, and also it was difficult because my family outside of that were not Jehovah's Witnesses. So my cousin, as you know, Cleve, Junior, all those guys. So when they were having their birthday parties, I wasn't invited to that. I didn't go to that. Do you know what I'm saying?
And do you think that built up to kind of gave to building up your character and the kind of person you are as well?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like I said, there was some difficult times, but then I appreciated having the structure that I had outside of the birthdays and Christmases, but just like the whole Christian upbringing. Like I appreciate being around those sort of people and having those values and morals. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you still practice now?
No, I haven't. But I still, from time to time, try and read the Bible, try and pray. I don't pray enough. Do you know, that's basically it, really. Do
you think that even though you don't do some of those things, inherently you are doing things that you was taught to do and brought up within that community, within the Jehovah's Witness Christian community?
That's right, yeah.
Do you think you're still doing things just like subconsciously?
So when you elaborate on that comment.
Okay, so I mean, like, okay, don't covet your neighbour's wife, don't steal, don't lie, don't do this or whatever. I'm not reading the Bible. I'm not saying every day, okay, thank you, Lord, for the food I'm eating. But when I see someone else's wife, I'm not looking at them because I know it's wrong.
Yeah. Just trying to be a decent person.
Yeah, but also that is like in the Bible, the teacher, so I'm just saying adhering to those rules and stuff that you were taught and values young,
of course,
without actually, you know what I mean, reading the Bible stuff. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but I'd like to also think that it's not just religious based, and I think it's important to say this, that people that don't have a belief in God, they might believe in something else, Buddha, the Muslim. Islam. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But
Judaism. But that's what.
But you can still be a good person. You can still practice those same morals and values that I was raised up on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And what I was saying is, sorry, I know you got a question coming. And what I was saying, to corroborate with that, and I love what you said as well, it's just you can have them without having a basis.
That's right.
But I'm just saying, mine's comes from the Bible. Don't steal, don't lie. Mine comes from the Bible. Other people's parents could just teach them that. Do you know what I mean? But wherever it comes from, it's still good stuff. But mine comes from the Bible, and I think yours would have come from
of course.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Sir. The stage is yours, you're not ours.
What I was saying was, do you believe that it built up a level of rebellion in you, the religion you brought up in?
Well, I think we're kind of pushing towards the direction of what we're going to be talking about today, and I think it certainly made me a bit rebellious because I couldn't do it. So when I stopped becoming a Jehovah's Witness and left the church and whatever, I just went a bit crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so all the stuff that I shouldn't be doing was the stuff that I was immediately doing.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? And actually, if I'm honest with you, even before I left, I was still kind of doing things that I shouldn't be doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was the realisation where I just said, you know what? I can't live two lives.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I can't sit here pretending that I'm preaching and doing all this sort of stuff, and then I'm going out smoking weed and doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make no sense. Do you know what I'm saying? So
also, technically, it is what it is, but it's not fair. Whatever anyone's got to say about that is another debate, and we can have that debate with anyone out there, right? But it's not fair to impose certain things on your children. Like within that sense, if it's for their greater good, then But when it becomes to their detriment within certain parameters, then no. And just for instance, I'm saying within, say, Islam, you'll fast for Ramadan.
Right.
you can't make a 3-year-old fast.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's right, and we know Islam will not do that. You know, we take time, we do it slowly, we build you in your faith. Okay. You get me? Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. But I was 6 years old, so for me, I wouldn't have had a choice really.
But this is my point.
This
is my point. It's not fair when it's like that when you're that young. When it's a bit older, fair enough. But when you're that young, at least there should be extenuating circumstances or allowances within these religions, within certain things. When it becomes so strict, because like you're saying, for me, the next question I want to ask you now is, when did you want to rebel? When was it a problem for you? Because you're saying your cousins and that are having birthday parties and stuff, and was it at 4, 5, 6 when you wanted that but you couldn't have it, so you had to go through that? Well, I can't have it, and the frustration of that. Well,
I became a Jehovah's Witness, if you could say that. I was 6 years old, so I probably didn't know what was going on. But sort of from that age until probably about 14, I'd say. I think it was like the last sort of 2 years of school at Highbury Grove. So you can imagine you're a young man, you got the testosterone, you got the girls when we had neighbouring Highbury Fields. Across the road, across the road. So do you know what I'm saying? Like you're naturally, you're going to start looking at girls and wanting to do certain things that your other friends are doing. So
become hormonal, isn't it?
Say again?
Become hormonal.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I started like smoking weed at college. Like it was ash. I think it was ash back then.
Yeah.
The soft black and all that. Yeah.
That shit fucked me up in school one day.
Listen, I used to be in the library, mash up on the table.
No, it got me once, I left it alone for a bit. But yeah. Everyone dabbled in it.
Yeah, so, that was pretty much the catalyst for where it all came from. Do you know what I'm saying? And then after that, it just got a bit more, I got further away from the whole sort of Christian belief. Yeah. Even though I still hold the values to be, the same to this day, but it's just not for me. It's not for me, I would say, at this present moment.
Yeah. And then how is your relationship with your mother on that topic? Or how was it? How did it change at the time, and how did it impact you?
When I sat down with her on the particular day, I think I was like 16 or 17, and I just said, I don't want to go anymore. And I remember that she got like one of the elders from the congregation to come and see me, trying to like
talk me down,
keep me in there, like, just stay, just ride it out. And I was just like, I was adamant, I was just not on it, and I just said, I'm not coming back, and that was it. And that was it, really.
And okay, cool. Did things change at home? Was she okay with it? How did it impact you? Did it impact you?
It impacted me because obviously at that point, me and my mum had a bit of a divide. I was always her son. She always loved me and vice versa. But obviously she's doing that, I'm doing this. So I wasn't really at home anyway.
Yeah, 16. That was it. See, my mind.
I was out with my friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing all kinds of madness and whatever he was doing out there.
Yeah, I remember those days, man.
And that was pretty much just discovering myself, and do you know what I mean? That whole sort of, the peer pressure you've got around you. Because people think that peer pressure is only when you're like really young, but it exists at any age. Any age. If you're in a circle and people are doing certain things, do you know what I mean? People do get dragged in by that, depending on what it is and how strong you are, obviously. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot of even the music influences at different times. You know what I'm saying? Like probably them times it was jungle music.
It was jungle, late 90s, isn't it? 90? What would it have been? 96, 95. Would it be?
Was it jungle? Was it orange? That was it.
It was jungle. 94, I'd say, when the carnivals used to have like the.
I never used to go carnival.
You didn't go carnival?
I don't like carnival. I didn't like carnival.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. I don't like crowds like that.
But jungle was still like Mission FM.
I used to rave. Yeah, no, we had a radio station then.
Yeah, jungle was.
I never had a radio station at 16. He was.
How old are you? But it's just
44.
Well, I wasn't 16. I was older than that.
18,
maybe
18.
It was about
18. 18. Okay, I thought you were the same age as me.
No, 46, 45 this year.
Yeah.
Okay. He wasn't that far.
Yeah,
it's not far. It's not far.
It was them times, and then went from jungle into garage, innit?
That's right. The transition. Yeah.
Jungle. Remember Thunder and Joy, Equinox,
Eros.
I never used to go Eros. Eros is over
on a Wednesday. Enfield.
Yeah, I never used to get down there.
Okay.
I used to be a West End man.
Okay.
West End boy, man.
Hippodrome.
Hippodrome, yeah.
And Gas Club.
I've been there once or twice. I didn't like it. I used to go Club 10. 10 rooms or Samantha's or
wow,
Hanover Grand.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
There's other clubs at Westover used to frequent. There's a couple of them anyway. Yeah.
There was a few.
Back
on the subject. So after the rebellious stage,
there you go.
So we said that I was 16. mixing, dabbling, doing whatever I'm doing, smoking, drinking.
What was your brother's influence on you this time? Or was he doing his own thing?
My brother's never really left. He's a Jehovah's Witness as well.
Okay, so he stayed. So did he need to, I know Donald Douglas, did he not talk to you about actually staying, or wasn't he a person that wanted you to make you want to stay?
He did, but there's only so much that you can say to a person.
Yeah.
If someone's adamant they're going to do something, it doesn't matter what's said to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
For you,
I've made that choice. I'm not coming back. I don't want to be in this environment. But, you know, from time to time, being the person that he is, he always touch base. You okay?
He's your brother, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll encourage me. He might send me some scriptures to read.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's still thinking about me, but he's not trying to be persuasive.
He's not forceful.
Because we're big people now, innit?
Yeah.
You know?
It's good.
So that's yeah.
So then you started dabbling, you said?
Yeah, so just after I went to college and I was smoking, I ended up catching a couple of charges.
Okay.
So this is prior to what we're going to be speaking about. So
yeah. So wait, because we just build it up properly. So right. So I'm no longer Jehovah's Witness. Done with that, mum. I don't want to do it no more. I'm saying, allow me. She's allowed you. So now you got total freedom to a point. You know, in the house, do what you want. You got peer pressure. What was the peer pressure at the time? So I can't remember like exactly what was it. I know you said we're not talking about drugs or whatever, but what was the thing? How did you get into the charges? What was the thing at the time? Did you need to buy jeans, trainers? You know, different times there was different things in my history. Do you know what I mean? So there was whatever was going on was you, and like there was times where people was robbing other dudes, people was robbing premises, robbing everyone. Little thieves did little different things. Done their things, different things what they did. Do you know what I mean? So like, what spawned it, which was your peer pressure, because our other show. Armed robberies, you know what I mean? Big bucks. So yes, go on, you can tell us. I
think it's quite progressive for many people, isn't it? So like with smoking cigarettes, eventually you'll have a spliff. Do you understand? So the same happened with the crime. It used to be we go to Select on Upper Street, if anyone knows that.
Shop.
We used to go in there, do whatever. I'm not going to say too much on camera, obviously, but we used to go in there.
Biscuits and crisps and shit. Most kids did it.
Pizzas.
Oh, pizzas, yeah?
Yeah, burgers.
What, frozen? Okay, yeah, to eat.
Come on.
You look like that.
Yeah, come on. Lots of food, like put in the black bags, run out, that sort of stuff.
I just used crisp. I used crisp, right, Beano, Bounty, I was good.
Nah, bruv,
he's not taking full bills.
Bruv. Yeah, some crazy stuff. And then, we got to, I was about 18 or not 18 years old, and then a few of the guys that I knew, they used to like rob premises. So as you were saying earlier,
progression, understand it.
Yeah. So I kind of got into that. So this is the day of the mosh, you know, the off key. You know what I'm saying? Like people, Valentino jeans and whatever. You touched on that earlier. Actually, you said about.
I'm trying to say like
to buy clothes and whatever.
Yeah, what I was trying to say to you, like there's with almost every crime, there's the necessity, innit? And like even the kids today, the necessity they got is to get all this Balenciaga, whatever it is.
But actually, stop you there. Sorry, but it's not a necessity.
No, to them it's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's not a necessity. To them it's a necessity.
Yeah.
But the necessity is to feed that beast what's inside the human, and it's necessary at the time, so it becomes a necessity. At 16, 17, your necessary things
to be like everyone else.
Change when you're 20. Change when you're 30. Okay. There's this thing. A watch, a $10,000 watch and a £10 watch till the same time.
Yeah.
You don't realise that when you're young. I want the biggest watch. You know what I mean? So it's all relative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But the necessities at different times are for different things. Like, and at that age, is to get that stuff, and if your mum and dad ain't buying it, that's why I said that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense.
Some people are calm though. This is the thing. Some people just want to eat some food, like, but then some people want to buy the same clothes as the footballers and this and that.
That's why I was talking about the Ravens team, because it was a big part of why.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah. We used to have to wear something different every time we went out.
Yeah.
So whatever we did had to be able to finance that basically, and so the same thing. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the days? It was Selfridges. People used to go in and take the tags off.
I used to hear about that stuff. We used to pay for all our stuff.
A lot of people used to do
Sorry, me and Axe and them, man, we used to pay for our stuff. We used to make the money and pay for it. We had to go. We didn't wear enough and then take it back. Or like, no disrespect to them, you did. We put the work in. We pay for our stuff. I'm saying.
You had the right links.
I don't know what you're talking about. What we do?
That's good. But that was it. So these guys were going out there for an hour or two's work, coming back with like a couple of grand. We're like 16, 17. Sorry, we're 18 years old. Sorry. So I'm seeing that. Obviously, they're buying whatever they're buying. Versace, they're Zinco.
Yeah.
Used to go there and rinse it out and whatever.
Cricos in the back in the day, definitely.
But because it's Islington based, Z and Co. Everyone goes there back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the place to go to.
I'm sorry. One more time, my people went to Cricos, Green Lane.
Oh, so, okay.
Love you down there. You know what I mean?
So I said you got the right links.
Cricos there, Green Lanes. They're the people. No, but I know nothing about go Zero. We never used to go Zero. Zero was right there in the manor, but nothing of them niffy boys used to go Zero. Remember where you live?
From the barn,
all them niffy boys. Fire upon them, man. We used to go to our place and do our thing. That's probably why as well.
We had Baron John as well. People don't really mention them.
Oh, we used to rinse them. Yeah, Baron John were good.
Baron John.
Don't you remember Baron John?
Nah, man. Where Selby's is now?
Nah, they used to have 2 shops on Seven Sisters Road, man.
Yeah, one next to McDonald's.
McDonald's
where the Specsavers is now.
Yeah.
And then one was a bit further down.
On the other side of the road. Yeah, they had 2 branches. Yeah, you used to get some bits out of there, mate.
A bit younger than you guys, though, innit? I'm 2 years younger.
No, I'm younger than you.
But swag is swag.
I tried it.
Swag is swag, though. You had the swag. You know, you buy it. I see. You don't. I've never seen you looking scruffy either. To be fair.
I didn't even know Z&Co was there that long.
Sorry?
It's closed now, though, isn't it? It's closed.
No, there's one down in Chapel Market.
It's around the corner. I couldn't believe where it was because I just thought it closed because the main one closed.
Right.
Where?
But then when I was walking, do you know, like this? If you cross the road, and
so opposite where it used to
be,
like
Camden Passage,
bit more towards Essex Road though.
Then what are them things in there? Is that jewellers in there or art galleries? Art galleries, isn't it?
It's just it's called Camden Passage, that little bit there, isn't it?
Yes, you know that. You know what you're talking about. The one that leads from.
You got the pub there.
Pubs there.
Yeah.
And then you've got that little patch that goes onto Essex Road. If you walk down it.
Oh, just there, yeah.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I think it was the Ted Baker used to be there before.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that little low key road.
I know you're talking about.
See, I just one stop shop, but yeah.
What's we talking
about? He's talking about fashion and stuff.
And then the reason for the
robberies.
Yeah, the reason the beast you was trying to feed, the necessity you was trying to feed. So you was trying to do whatever you were trying to do because you got 2 cases. How did you get to those 2 cases?
So it was. I got arrested twice in 1 week. I'm not going to talk about the madness that we used to get involved. Some madness going, traveling out of town, doing a whole lot of madness and coming back. Cab drivers. Yeah. You know, driving for us. Do you know what I mean? For the whole, like for the mission or whatever. Yeah. But we got nicked. So I don't want to say too much on the actual.
This is years ago.
Yeah, it's true.
It's your story. This is what's going to help people change.
We got arrested. We ended up going to court. And I was in court with my 2 other co-Ds who had like his rap sheet was about 400 pages.
What happened?
So what do you mean?
What happened?
We got nicked for commercial burglaries. That's what we was doing.
Yeah.
So those days it was the computers.
Yeah,
the sun drives.
I was going to ask you. I know exactly what you was doing your stuff. All that connect for is all fall into place. We said they'd come back, got a couple of bags. I know a couple of youths around here. I remember all that.
There was a lot of money was made through that. And so that was it. So that for that sort of year, we was just messing about making money. Just Go on. What was you going to say?
I was going to ask you just how it come on top because you said the case, and I was interested in how it come on top because I've been in some sticky situations, but I'm not on an interview here, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, but I'm
going to leave certain things to the imagination of the audience. I don't want to have to divulge like.
Oh, go on then.
Do you know what I'm saying?
All right, go on, carry on with the cases. So then you're in the court. You've got the cases.
We're in court. We've been obviously the first week they gave me a conditional discharge because my record was clean. I hadn't been arrested or nothing like that. So because of that, on a charge like that, I should have gone to jail. But he gave me a bly. But then the following week, I had another case for the same thing, it was 1997. It was December the 19th, and what had been happening for the whole year, we'd been going to court, and it's just like, okay, come back in 2 months. I was so used to that. That on this particular day, I don't know why I thought it was just like, I'm gonna just go there, say a couple of words, and then come home.
Yeah, they birded you.
They birded me. They give me 18 months.
Take him downstairs, mate. Your bottom must have dropped.
Listen, my co-D was sitting there. He was laughing his head off. Yeah, he was laughing because he knew what I'd come from. From the Jehovah's Witness and whatever. He couldn't believe it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got taken down to the cell. That day was just like, it was nuts. It didn't resonate until we was driving on the way to prison.
Did they put you in the bloody little room in the van on the way to prison, or did you sit differently?
We sat separate. It was separate.
In the
little box,
the
little chicken coop. Chicken coop, man, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, go on.
So we went to
Never again.
Went to Feltham.
Never again.
We went to Feltham. for a week, and then we went to Huntercombe in Oxfordshire.
That's Youth Man prison, isn't it?
Yeah, so because I was 19 at the time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So we went there.
Sorry, I'm not laughing, but I was still on the streets, man. In the street.
Yeah. And it was to be honest with you, prison was alright because it was a long time ago. It was 25 years ago, so it wasn't the postcode division. What's going on right now? So pretty much you just get on with what you're getting on with. Everyone just leaves you alone, innit? And I was training as well, so I was training like 5 days a week.
You've been training, innit?
That's when I started training. I got into it around from jail. So that was it. Just got through that sentence, 9 months. Came out. And just was out for about a year or so, just having fun, as you can imagine, girls and catching up with people.
When the door closed, what was it like when the door closed?
What do you mean? On what side?
When you got to the prison, the first day at the prison, what was it like when the door closed? What was it? Because I've had other interviews on this. I want to know your experience.
I don't think it sank in for a couple of days.
Yeah, your liberty being taken away.
Do you know what I'm saying? But so it was 23-hour bang up for
23-hour bang up.
Yeah, but it was the first couple of months, and then I think it was level 4. So I think you start on level 3. So I got level 4, then I got level 5, which is enhanced. So the last sort
enhanced of what?
Enhanced mean that you can come out of your cell. I had a job outside of the prison as well.
Oh, okay. So
this is towards the end of the sort of sentence. So we was getting our visits every Tuesday, every week. People could come down. And that was pretty much it. The last month, I was in Kelvedon, Essex. Kelvedon, anyone?
No.
So there was like a place there working with people that had cerebral palsy.
Okay.
So that was kind of like the give back to the community. I was there just like having to wipe the disabled people's bums and put them up in a. Do you know what I mean?
How was that?
It was an eye opener. It wasn't, like most people might just think it's disgusting. Like how can you? But for me, it was humbling for me to see that this person's not even complaining. Look how they're living. Most of them are still jolly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like holding it up.
How long did you do that for?
That was a month. The last month of my sentence, I did that. Yeah. So that was really good. That kind of like.
What kind of ages as well was the people there?
So I remember Michael because one time he slapped me in my face and I couldn't do nothing about it, bro. I was vexed.
But I work with people like this as well, so you gotta be on point. You gotta be on point. I've been cuffed once or twice too. You can't do anything. When they're medically like that, you can't do anything.
I had to let it slide. I think it was about 21.
It hurt.
It hurt, bro. It shattered my bones, bro.
They're usually stronger than the average.
Bro, he clapped from one side to the other.
I've been cuffed a couple of times. That's how above. And when it hits, anyway, sorry. I can remember it's almost like something they go and like the power. It's recently as well in the hospital.
Super strong, bruv. They're super strong.
Wow. But go. Way to go, Michael. God bless you.
Yeah, big up Michael.
Now. Big up.
You're still here.
God bless you.
So he was only young, and then
what's young like?
I think he probably like in his late teens, early 20s. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? But a lot of them had there was different degrees.
Yeah, cerebral palsy when you lose control of your body.
That's right. Some of them could talk. Yeah. Some of them are able-bodied. They're not at a later stage of it, I suppose. Yeah. It was just cool, man. It was nice. It was nice. So, and obviously I was glad to have a bed to myself, room to myself.
Okay.
Because in prison you're smelling other people's shit, innit?
So wait, the last guy said that as well. The toilet's right there. There's
right
no.
There, brother. Yeah. Where else is it gonna be?
It was horrible.
There's no ensuite there, bro.
You can't do nothing. You just have to smell the shit. Simple. I don't know. I tell you, don't shit when I'm in the cell, mate.
Bruv. Are you gonna tell a man that?
Hold your shit. Well, boy, it depends. Let me not talk no nonsense.
Yeah, let's move on.
But if I was in the cell, I don't know if one or two times, I don't think the person, they would have to hold their shit or stop eating, mate.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. It's human nature.
I'm never going to jail. So
when does it stop? Would you tell a man they can't fart as well? You can't fart. What are you gonna say? What else is there? Don't breathe. Don't talk to me.
Just don't go to jail.
There you go.
Don't go to jail.
That's the be on end all. So the prison sentence finished?
No. You were sleeping in the place with the people who had cerebral palsy.
That's right.
So you could stay. I was living there
the last month of my sentence.
The last month of your sentence. So then you had more of a relationship. You didn't just wipe their bum and stuff. You was there living with them. You lived with them basically.
Yeah, of course.
How was that? Like it was just
like I said, it just makes you appreciate being able-bodied.
Yeah.
You just take so many things for granted. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, everybody was upbeat. None of them were like sitting there sad. Maybe they were, maybe they just put on a good front, but as I said, it's an eye opener.
9 months.
The sentence was 9 months, 8 months in prison.
1 month
doing that.
Yeah. Then back, popping off. What's going on? I'm back.
Pretty much.
What you got for me? Raving time.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was probably the introduction of the cocaine. Okay. When the sentence finished and whatever, I was around certain people. As I said, it was the garage era, so it was like 98. Yeah, 98. So it was like, all those places that we discussed earlier, people were going to. So that was very much the cocaine was very much the sort of like thing that people were doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
They were smoking crack back then as well, right? Was it not?
I think that was a little bit before that, wasn't it? That was more the jungle days, I'd say.
Yeah, jungle days.
It was in the garage as well.
It was in the garage as well. Yeah. Early days garage.
Early, like EC1.
Yeah.
Remember EC1?
Yeah, EC1.
I remember EC1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dive.
We all dived in, didn't we?
We all dived in. Well, for real. Yeah.
When crack first came, it wasn't like crack. It was people just saw it as a new thing, innit?
It was mainly people that had money though that was smoking it.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
People that are making proper money. You see someone smoking crack with like a £500 belt on.
Yeah.
It's not matching up. You're thinking like
it was a money guy thing.
All the fucking idiots were smoking crack. They're all fucking idiots. They didn't know no better. Sorry for saying that.
It's just like smoking skunk these days. We haven't seen the 20-year effect yet.
I think we're seeing the effect right now, to be honest.
We are seeing the effect
with the
now,
way that the kids are behaving.
Yeah. But it's like it was the new thing. So whenever you smoke something that's new, you kind of take a risk of it being the next crack.
True.
Yeah, but the spice is the next crack. The spice is shit.
That's crazy.
But
that's crazy.
See, like that thing crack. When they were smoking it in my era and whatever, even if they had the belt or the whatever, they had the gloves. Like there's a lot of money, and they was making the money. Maybe they shot and their line was blowing up, or they was robbing and they was getting whatever. It was only a matter of time before they went down. I appreciate what you're saying, yeah, but like if I smoke a skunk with, right, I'm like, hey, what's going on, right? Whatever. If you take it in, you're like,
lovey-dovey, love everyone.
When they smoke crack, people they'll be the dance like.
Yeah.
You're like, what's up? Yeah. And they're not talking. There wasn't anything good about it or in it. Do you get what I'm saying?
The tempo of the music made it look like it was normal.
Yeah. It was no.
Come on.
It's like pills as well, isn't it?
Sorry?
Pills.
Yeah,
a lot of people died of pills.
Oh, yeah.
Did a lot of people die of pills in our day? I don't recall lots of people in our area.
The thing for me, what it was for ours is Leah Betts.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Leah Betts was a young English girl. I can't remember clearly, but I just remember. Do you remember Grange Hill?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember Grange Hill?
Yeah.
So I remember Zamo being on heroin in Grange Hill.
Yeah,
because that was a narrative I was taught in that.
Yeah.
So Leah Betts just was alive in the world narrative that she took the pill and died. So she was an example. And that advertising campaign or that campaign, because she died, was so powerful that
was that the girl that was in the forest? They went to that forest.
I don't know. I don't know.
So.
But
that was her boyfriend gave it to her. Or something
that's
like
recent. I actually know
that's probably.
That's Leah Betts is our time.
Yeah. No, the one you're talking about. Yeah, I know her family.
Leah Betts is like, what's that little girl who got kidnapped?
McCann.
Yeah. Leah Betts is like one of those things, like where there was a lot of media coverage, and it was like it was a travesty what was going on, and they really could maybe done a war on drugs at the time. But I remember up to today. Anyone you remember?
They wouldn't report them things because those things are the problems of the middle class and the higher class.
What do you mean, dying and taking ease?
Yeah, taking pills and dying. Like a lot of what that stuff happened in a higher class, the middle class.
Or we could argue the fact that loads of people, like black people, may have died, but it just wasn't.
Even that, about. But because a lot of the deaths that happen in the higher class and middle class, they never reported. So you're just supposed to have a perception of them having a great life.
But you do know, like, then there's the argument for the Leah Betts film. There's the argument for, like, when people take the drugs and the alcohol and the drink, they might not necessarily die of that. A lot of people die of swallowing their own vomit.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they're on all them things. That's the reason they're that messed. There's loads of people that have died swallowing their own vomit, and but then if they, do you know what I mean?
It's like the balloons. A few people died of the balloons, but the cause of the balloon. So they were not. It's like they're not saying it's the balloon, but they might have died by licking their head off the ground after passing out of the balloon, or they couldn't breathe
because that balloon is supposed to cause like a bubble in the lung, isn't it?
Yeah, so people have died.
It stops your heart.
Stops your heart.
And people are just there so
Yeah, and just don't talk about it.
Off from me, I'm like, bro, I don't want a balloon, mate. I'm good, you know. Keep your balloon. I'm all right over here. Thanks.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The side effects. This is the thing right now. Side effects. No side effects in general, because you got the one instance where we're talking about people blow into them balloons and blow out the balloons and like let basically your lungs do whatever. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but boom, 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 boom with that gas going in and out, going in and out, going in and out.
It's laughing gas, isn't it?
Yeah. You suck on that. You'll put ketamine up your nose. You'll put this in your veins, but then you won't take the vaccine that other people are selling you. I'm not saying I'm not advocating the vaccine. I'm just saying that you'll go and drink till you fall down, maybe can't care on the thing, or you're vomiting in the street, or you're waking up in strange people's beds on a regular basis. Damn. Or you're waking up and apologising for the person you became last night because of the thing you put up your nose or whatever, but then you do the same thing again the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. It's nuts, isn't it?
That's a powerful statement.
Nuts. No, it's nuts.
That's what it's true. That's
it's nuts, isn't it? It's nuts. It's just it's humans do it. I've done it before. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I've done it before. I've done things that I'm ashamed of. I probably even I had chips today. I don't want to eat oily food. No, seriously. It could be food. It could be any fucking thing that you're putting in your body that defiles your body to a point that you don't like, you don't want to do, but you go back to it. Yeah. But you know it's not good for you. Do you know? Anyway,
it's true.
I don't know, but yeah. So that was just a rant. Sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, no, we was there with you when you first got introduced to this stuff in the clubs. Now you just come out of jail and you just the scenes and you're on the scene and you first got, so whoever showed you it. You had a bit. You thought it was a good night, whatever.
Just felt alive. Let's talk about how it made me feel.
There you go.
Because that's probably the most important thing. That's what got me into that space. So the first time I took it, I just remember feeling it's almost like someone just turned all the lights on, or if I can give you an example, limitless.
Yeah.
Wow.
Limitless. Yeah. And not so much with the whole sort of like the academic side, the like the mental side, working stuff out, but just awake and just you can just see everything. You want to be around everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And again, it was just a new thing to me, and it was a new sort of experience, you know, from being a Jehovah's Witness to some years later doing this. Yeah. And that was it. I just remember it just got me the first day. I can't remember how long afterwards I tried it again, but that was a starting point. And then
was it a friend? It was a friend.
It's one of my friends. Yeah, okay, one of my friends that got me into it. Yeah, and yeah, just basically it was just whenever we used to go out, it'd always be there. It just became sort of like uniform, like putting your shoes and zipping your trousers up. You know,
it's a lifestyle, isn't it?
It's a lifestyle, yeah. I don't want to go too quickly into the story, but you know, it was difficult because the circle of friends that I had, everyone did it, and with cocaine, from my experience, people only want to be around people that are doing that.
It's everything, really.
Do you understand? Because they can't. You can't relate. If someone that doesn't do it, they'll be sitting down. If you're sniffing, your whole demeanor, your conversation is completely different. Yeah, you're just chatting. I call it the truth serum. Everybody's sitting there talking about, you know, I'm sorry for what I've done and that kind of stuff. It
just changes everything. It changes your let's just say, I don't know, your DNA, your mind pattern. The same way 100%. Weed changes your stuff. I can't rearrange it, but rearrange it in different ways in different people. But it's such a way.
How does weed affect you?
Sorry?
How does weed affect?
Who told you to smoke weed?
No, people that smoke weed, I'm saying. How does it affect them?
Your eyes told him.
When I did smoke...
How does it affect them?
It gave me a calming effect.
A calming effect?
Yeah, calming effect.
So I'd say cocaine is the complete opposite. It's not calm. You're just, you're going at 100 miles per hour.
I heard the purer it is, the more calmer you are, though.
Say that again?
The more pure the cocaine, the more calm it makes you. Okay. Like, the better the cocaine, you can actually fall asleep on it. But the more stepped on it is, it keeps you awake and it keeps you...
We was getting... Because this is like, again, 20 odd years ago, so it wasn't as jumped to as what it is now. From what I understand now, people are not even selling cocaine. They've got some substitute. Seriously, there's a substitute that gives you the effects of it.
Wow.
And that's what they're selling to people. That's what people are taking.
Synthetic coke.
Synthetic coke.
You know what? That's another. That's another one for what I just was saying to you before. I'm gonna let you finish your story.
Yeah.
But you know the same thing. You see that whatever the coke, whatever they're cutting it with, what they're putting inside it. No one knows what they're putting inside it, but they go. They don't know what there's going up their nose. You know, like that's mixed, that's cut in with it. And the thing, my understanding, not that I know that much, is there's a lot more chefs or wannabe chefs today than there was back in the day.
Yeah.
Like real people done what it was doing back in the day. Now everyone wants to do everything. So therefore, you're going to have a lot of rubbish around.
Yeah, it's true. Because if we talk about the pills, 20 years ago you were getting pills. Yeah. It wasn't cut with nothing. It was just pure whatever it was. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
And duds.
And
But you see, like,
you never get pills or duds actually back in the day. Now you're getting them together. Sorry,
even a lot of the tests that people do with cocaine, a lot of the tests, let's say if they're looking for the numbness and things like that.
Novocaine does that.
That's what I'm saying.
The teething powder does that. That's what I'm saying. But that's what they mix it with.
What's Novocaine?
So Novocaine makes it's a numbing agent for when you go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So that's how powerful the drug is. That the person that's addicted to cocaine, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that numbness, and that's like, this is good. Yeah. Do you understand?
So that's part of the buzz or whatever.
Part of the buzz. Even when I used to know it was coming, it used to make me go to the toilet. I used to have to go to like go and do a shit. I swear. Listen, this is real talk, right?
I know, I feel you, but it's funny.
A lot of people are going to resonate with what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
That have done this.
What do you mean? When you knew it was coming?
Yeah.
When you say you knew it was coming, what do you mean?
Off to me, when it's been dropped off to me.
Your body knows.
I used to get that little...
It's the same way like
you have to go and take a shit.
Most of the time, yeah.
Because your body knows what's about to come into it.
It's weird. I can't describe why it does that.
You see, like when you get closer to your house, you want to take a piss.
Exactly. Naturally, you want to go toilet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't heard that before, but okay. Yeah. It sounds funny though. I apologise. I'm not laughing at you.
You haven't got to laugh, man. You haven't got.
It's funny. I can laugh though. You can laugh. Come on. Imagine saying that someone's coming and makes I have to go. Listen, we can take a shit. I'm gonna go and get this other shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
a lot of people that do it will tell you they get the same sort of sensation. It's really weird.
Yeah, then it's
like weird. The anticipation.
That's it. I'm glad you're not doing it no more. But then why take something that makes you shit before it comes?
Do you know? Every day,
but I think you're too far gone by that stage, and you're really in the middle of it, so you can't.
If you got the shit,
it's just your lifestyle, you know.
But go on, so it's making you shit.
Just sitting there. But you know, there was so much psychological stuff behind it.
Yeah.
Even down to the person that would drop it to me.
Yeah.
He would like leave me waiting sometimes for an hour. Do you know what I'm saying?
On purpose.
On purpose.
Do you think that?
And
not that he'd
say that. And not that he'd say to me that he did it on purpose. But you know, I just knew by what he was doing, he was getting some sort of a
drink
kick. Oh. Not a drink, just making you wait, around. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right, so do you think that was you or in your mind, or because then? Okay, do you think that was in your mind?
If someone tells you they're going to be there in 15 minutes and they come an hour and 20 minutes later,
all right,
what is that?
All right, then let me ask you.
If they haven't just told you, look, I'm going to be this amount of time.
No, but it's what he said. So, but then he said he done it on purpose to torment him.
I can't. Yeah, you're right.
So he's not done it on purpose. So he was okay. He can wait for me. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Maybe.
Let him scrub a bit. I don't think so. Maybe it's like this, where they know you're waiting. They know they ain't going to be 15 minutes, but they tell you 15 minutes, but they got a chicken in front of them or food
over and over again.
Yeah, that's the limit. But it's not to
I'll be in an hour.
Me, I'll just say I'm going to be in an hour, and that's when I'll be there.
No, but a lot of time you could lose out doing that, because they're like, an hour, I'm going to call someone else.
I don't think you would.
Fair enough.
You tell them 10 minutes, they'll be like, all right, they'll wait 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, then they'll wait. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that's people's logic of it.
Sometimes I think that genuinely, this goes out to all you wankers out there that do it. They actually believe they'll be there in 15 minutes. Some of them, I think some of them actually believe it. No, some of them, but they know it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. Or we know it's bullshit when they're saying it. But I think sometimes they actually believe it. Like, or it's just a second nature. I just think. But
a man could live in South London and tell 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. So it's like, I told you I'm in North London, yeah?
Come on. Look, you know the ones I don't like? I really, really can't stand. I'm outside.
And you can't see no
one. I'm outside, B.
Where are you? Come on.
No, man, it's like wankers. I swear. Out of order. And that's friends, whatever. Not just anybody. Yeah, I'm outside.
That's true.
I'm outside. Yeah, right. Guys, sorry. This is a serious topic. You start having these urges when the drug is coming.
Yep.
And then at that point, did you feel like, all right, it's got me? Or was you still just gone and just like, you know what, get high?
This is the beginning.
Don't worry.
This is the beginning. So, cool. I know we're going through the story, but it was 15 years of this.
So you had 15 years of addiction?
It's 15 years. It's a long time.
So let's talk about highs and lows as well within this then. Because at the beginning,
lots of lows.
So this is the things that should have driven you out. Not that everyone's different, but so the highs initially, there'd be highs though, no?
Yeah, whilst taking the drug?
No, when I say highs, okay, so...
as in good times?
Yeah.
Well, as with any sort of A-class drug, your good night is within that night. It's contained within 12 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to be up having a good time. There's going to be girls around. There was girls around. Do you know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing, doing whatever was going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the beginning, it was enjoyable. I actually liked doing it. Because obviously it was a new sort of like experience. Yeah. So yeah, I think it kind of used to be like maybe 1 week, maybe the next week, and I wouldn't do it. I don't know for what sort of time frame, but then it changed. It started to be, every week. Do you know what I mean? So Thursday and Friday might be the day that I might get it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I used to like serve up as well. So
okay, that kind of helps.
Well, there'd be many times that I'd be like, putting this stuff together. I'd touch a little bit. And then I end up just sniffing half the thing. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was deep. Just sitting there on my own doing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
So then at that time, then that must have been a low, or was that not a low? Was he just? What was that?
Probably didn't feel like it at the time.
No, it didn't. It's normal. But as I said to you, like the people around me, this is what we was doing. A Friday night, people come to my house when I lived in Angel, and that's what it was. My house was just like a little vibesy place, music, drinking. You got the girls and the boys together. We're just having a laugh. So no one's really saying what we should be saying. No one's like,
no. Be a part. You. How old was you?
So this would have been in my 20s. This would have been in my early 20s. I came out of jail 19. Yeah. On the cusp of 20. So it would have been my early 20s.
And you only lost just under a year.
Basically, yeah.
But you know, like. A lot of people don't like to talk about, obviously it's not good substances and they have bad sides, and there's things that have bad sides, but the real thing is there's good times around it.
There's good times, yeah.
In respect to that, I would say everyone should know themselves. I won't advocate anything, but everyone should try whatever they want to try, or don't try what they don't want to try.
But I feel like you just have to have all sides of the conversation. You know, like
I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but trying to be very politically correct about it.
It's supposed to be taken in an angle, but you have to. I feel like if you discuss, there's sides that you will enjoy, but this is the other side. Then it's the option. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's why I think more and more people go into it without blindly, because we're told so much things are wrong. But then when you try little things, you're like, oh well. You know what I mean? No one told you how much of a party they're having on that side, or how much whether it looks like a good party, but it's not a good party. You know what I mean? It's never really discussed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The funny thing with cocaine is that, it used to be like a rich man's drug, they said many years ago. Yeah. But it's accessible to everybody, and you'll find that people that are addicted to it, they're the ones that have got good jobs. Bankers. Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? They've got good jobs. They dress very well. They're articulate. Do you understand? Monday to Friday, their heads down, whatever they're doing. So come the weekend, they just like go out and they do what they've got to do. You know what I mean? For the Friday night into the Saturday, recovery time on Sunday, and then back at it again. You know, the whole matrix living, isn't it?
Definitely. There's some social groups you can't get in if you don't take cocaine.
Oh wow, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, okay. Especially in the entertainment game.
Yeah,
because when you're just you're someone that smokes weed and they know that they want to go there. Like you said earlier, that you kind of don't want to be around someone that's not going to go to that level. So you've at some point you think, oh, why am I not getting invited to this and that? And then you realise that the people the people that are linking up going to certain places, you know what I'm saying? They will be doing certain things. It's like even with the house raving and that. Some people that go house raving like every weekend. For you to be able to enjoy that music every weekend, more time, there's some sort of, you know what I'm saying,
substances. Yeah. Only a few people, like I know one person that goes out, doesn't drink, doesn't take any drugs, and has the most amazing time, the same that someone that took pills would
100%. There are people like that as well, but they're just...
And wake up at 9 o'clock next morning, go gym and just calm, versus that person
they never took nothing. That's the whole thing, because
it's
the same people that in the office that take that stuff, whatever, they'll enjoy themselves, and there's definitely the thing for taking something and enjoying yourself, doing whatever it may be. But the highs also have lows.
Yeah. So
they definitely, as high as you get, the higher the thing takes you, the lower it's going to take you afterwards. Basically,
that's the worst part.
So that's it. That's it. Though you have to know that.
And depending on your environment, because people that take coke in a street environment, and people that take coke in a party environment, If you understand what I'm saying, those are two different reactions. It's like say with Molly, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's two different places.
Okay.
You're taking it in a party environment festival, and you take it where you're just sitting down with people. And
that's crazy. Yeah.
Obviously, but then imagine this now, yeah. So, not the reason, but you got the people who got a couple of quid, and the people who ain't got a couple of quid. They both take some coke at the weekend. They both come down, but the one who's got a couple of quid is coming down in his mansion, and he's got a swimming pool and a sauna.
Same thing though.
Nah.
It doesn't matter about that.
Nah. Listen, if I'm coming down and I ain't got shit, bro, it's gonna be worse. Tell me, you can't tell me it's not gonna be worse. I'm just saying there's a lot more depression stuff, but you go back. My thing, I'm not trying to be like I know everything when I'm saying this here. It's just something just jumped into my head because of the highs and the lows. So then when you come down when you're on our level, sometimes you run back to that high because that's the only way you can get high up again. And it becomes a very vicious circle then. Do you get what I'm saying? Where the rich man can take it or leave it because he's still got these trappings. It's just another aspect, another way of looking at it. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
No, so
and that's what I just felt for.
Even on the basic level of what you're saying, like when you spend all your money on the weekend, like some people spend all of their money. Let's be real. Some people spend all their money. So even that, like after all of the enjoyment, like you're on a Sunday. No, it's not even Monday yet, but Sunday you've spent most of your money on what because you was on it. Yeah, and like I say, if you're a rich person, they'll wake up. You ain't got to
go to work. You can take a day off of work.
You can have a sauna. There's actually
vegan breakfast.
Yeah, there's actually ways you can get infusion or transfusion or whatever, your body flushed.
Okay.
So this shit that they got in their body, you can pay to go and get your body flushed. I can't remember what it is. I saw it on some Hollywood thing. Them lot in Hollywood do that stuff.
Right,
so after a rough weekend, they go and get rehydrated through the drip or something, whatever. Yeah. You can Google it, and they're good to go again the next day.
But interestingly, there's a shop in a pop-up shop in Shoreditch High Street. That do that because I had a.
But it's been around for a little while.
I had a B12 shot about 6 weeks ago. So and I had that. I had that done, and they do that. They flush your blood.
Managing that is
like £170 or something like that, or something like that. It's around that.
And there are things that you can just take.
Drink tea and all that.
You could have a mad smoothie that would just
drink
bring
loads
you
of water.
Back.
Yeah, there's loads of water flushing system, and there's teas as well. But there's blood cleansing teas, there's liver cleansing teas, there's all these kind of like you're saying. There's also Cersei tea. Were you Jamaican?
No, Guyanese. But
Guyanese. So I'm so sorry. Yes, you said that.
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah.
And then we've got Solution. Yeah. So we know about bitters and stuff that flush us out, or stuff that enhance us. You know what I mean?
Those what about stuff like moringa? What is
like moringa?
That's what I've got at home.
Yeah, sour sap.
Yeah.
These kind of things, teas that are good for your insides, or good. They do different things within the body. They can help doing that in that process. But after digression, so you're taking this cocaine now, and like you're taking it on a regular basis. It's part of a lifestyle. Yeah, you're taking it on a regular basis, and it's happening every weekend.
It's affecting jobs.
Okay, it's affecting jobs now.
It's affecting jobs.
So you're not getting up to go to work, or what?
I'm just at work doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
Like what?
Just just talking to girls and
still high.
I'm not saying still high, but just the whole. So with coke, it's a very manipulative sort of drug, because and I'm saying that to be honest, in the sense that you gravitate to a certain energy, and like you're around office people. Naturally, they go to have a drink on a Friday or a Thursday. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'd find myself
sleeping,
coming across those sort of people. So I might just start a job, and then by Friday I'm there, and someone just says, "Oh, can we get some coke?" Bing, my antenna's up. Do you know what I'm saying? Either that I can try and
they say it to you, or do they say it in this group?
Say that again.
And they say it to you, or they say it in a group?
We're just we'd be at the pub setting.
Yeah, and someone
you know what I'm saying? The pub setting, and I'll pick up on that.
Yeah.
I know exactly who's who. I can tell by the way people's jaws are,
their
demeanour. I've worked it all out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'd always find that my jobs that I was doing, office-based jobs, would always put me in the same sort of situation where girls, then I end up doing silly things. Do you know what I'm saying?
When you say... I'll let you finish what you're saying. I'll ask a question.
Go on. No, I'm finished.
When you say office-based jobs,
when you say silly things,
like, thank you. Put a pin in that one. Thank you. That's why you're here. I love that. office-based jobs. How did you manage to manufacture these office-based jobs coming out of jail and then going into the coke like that? How did you change from being?
Because I always worked for like the council, so I did like customer service roles.
Okay.
Just estate officer was one of my jobs.
So when you was doing the when you was robbing, you was working.
No. So
afterwards, you got work when you come out of prison.
So the robbery, prison sentence was obviously in '97.
Yeah.
We've moved forward after I've come out. And
but I'm asking, how did you get into work? You just wouldn't.
Just
into office work, because it's like not everyone works in the office.
In all honesty, the first time I got into Islington Council, Leland put a word in for me.
See,
because he's been there for like
it's not what you know, it's who you know. Exactly, he's still there now. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's So because you don't just walk into office, especially with your record or whatever.
Yeah. But that was something
you might walk out with the computers. You know what I mean? Fuck, you know.
True. That's true. Yeah. But yeah, so that was the first job that he got me. So naturally, your CV builds up in it. You know. You know, we're people that can talk to anybody, I can do those jobs with my eyes closed. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I was just in and out of jobs for probably the space of like, I don't know, 10 years, I'd say.
Finding the people that
just heavily involved in this whole sort of cocaine lifestyle. And you know, we was talking about the good times and the girls and the partying, but the sort of flip side to me taking coke was the recuperation period. So we spoke about the ups and downs. So my down would be a week.
Wow.
Where I'd feel like
a week from one night.
So, you know, we was probably doing like maybe an eighth between.
Okay, but
let's say it's an eighth of coke between say 3 or 4 people. So that's a lot to some.
But I'm saying,
go on.
From one night's partying, you'd be down for a week. You're down. Yeah, so one night's partying cost a week of downness.
One weekend.
Basically. So
well, no, I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. One day or one weekend.
So let me explain something. This is scientific, yeah. So
I don't know.
Apparently, when you do cocaine, it releases like, I don't know this specific amount, but let's just call it a month's worth of endorphins. Mm-hmm. That's what it releases in that one session of whatever you're doing. So that's why you get the sort of downside to it afterwards. So that was just going on for a long time. On
one day and then down a week. Or
so maybe
2
days, maybe a Thursday and Friday or a Friday and Saturday, recuperating until the end of the week. Say by Thursday, begin to feel a bit normal again, and then it's Friday. Yeah. And then you're picking up, you're doing whatever you're doing. The same people are calling you.
Yeah, parties again.
You're partying again. You're doing the same.
How long is that going for?
Boy. Oh man, about 6 years I'd say of just like going out, going to like. So we used to go to Southend. I can't remember the name of the club now. Southend days.
Southend, like the all day thing.
Chelmsford. No, like it's like a club.
I
think it was called Zeros.
Zeros, yeah, there was Zeros.
I think it was Zeros.
Did they have liquids up there?
Liquids as well. Yeah. By the seafront. Yeah. There was I've forgotten the name now. So we just used to, and it was a lot of people from around the area as well. Yeah. Not involving them in obviously what I'm talking about, but that was the whole.
I know who you snuck around with.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
So we used to go out, and that was it. Just again, the cocaine brings a lot of girls around you. Yeah, yeah. Because they do it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
They don't want to pay for it.
Oh, you know, you just give it to them, innit? You're in a party mood. You want to accommodate everyone and everything.
I think they're a big
part
of it.
That's the thing though, go on.
They're a very big part of it to when it comes to the men. Like a lot of people I know that even just got drawn towards cocaine and like stayed because of the women. Mm. The women
okay, that's yeah.
It's another level of access to.
But I wouldn't even say just it's the environment, man. Everyone's just having fun, innit? Seemingly, but
having fun. People are doing things that they wouldn't naturally do, if you know what I'm saying, in circles where they don't do that. So that the fun is on a different level.
But then,
if you know what I mean,
then they're gonna
yes.
But then that's like I'm saying. Instead of waking up and apologizing, they're waking up and regretting. People wake up with regrets. It happens. I'm just saying, like they're doing what you're giggling about. Yeah. They're gonna wake up with some people wake up with regrets. Like I don't want to be speculative to anything, but anyone can wake up with whatever regrets after taking whatever. And then do you know what I mean? Being having an out of body experience.
What
do you blame it on? Like you can't because what is it? Do you know what I mean? It's a lot, and then some people that's enough for them to just fucking excuse my French.
Sorry?
To just drive them nuts. You know, certain girls would end up taking that, doing something and then waking up with a Ross Clark. I did what? Like some people are soloing it and just keep it moving.
It reacts different to them, innit? reacts different to them than it does to men. Like even for black people and white people, cocaine has a different effect. It leaves a different effect on them.
Yeah, I hear that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the regret of doing something they wouldn't have done if they just had a sip of martini. But that sip of martini, a couple lines,
they abstained,
and then they're with 4 guys or something like that, and then in the morning they wake up with that.
Regret depends on who you are. You might regret not going out.
That's true.
And staying home and being more.
That's true.
You're right.
It's very like people specific, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone might wake up tomorrow and they've done the maddest thing yesterday, and they're happy.
Yeah.
I've done the maddest thing yesterday. I'm tired.
Do you know
what I'm saying? That was a good night.
Definitely.
You know, and then other people like myself might wake up and just think, oh my God, like the hospital trips, because I want to talk about that as well.
Talk.
When it kind of got to the stage of, you know, doing it a lot, then there was a part of me that stopped enjoying it when I was getting like the palpitations. So I would get to a stage where I'd sniff so much that my chest would feel like the heart has stopped beating, or it's missing a beat. Yeah. So obviously it's beating fast. Then it might go boom, 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 and then start beat mad. Just literally dealing with that. So if I sat down and done a line of coke, if I dared to touch my chest, that would be my whole evening. I'll be sitting there constantly like trying to feel my heartbeat.
Yeah, paranoid.
Paranoid, fam. Yeah. Paranoid.
You said if I dared to touch my chest, then that would be me. So you knew subconsciously if you start checking it, you're in trouble. Because
you can feel it. You can feel the heart beating. Listen, if I had a jumper on, you'd see my chest pumping through the jumper. That's how bad it was.
And then, was you with people when this was happening? And then was you telling the people this was happening? What was that? Where was what?
This is probably like the times that I had been in my house doing it on my own. Do you know what I'm saying? Where I've just like bagged up whatever I've got, and then I've just dared to take a little tiny bit, like the little bit that's left over, and then it's just a whole day gone. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you take everything?
Not so much everything. It might just be half of it. Do you know what I mean?
So half of what you was bagging up as well.
Yeah, I'd end up just like
unbagging it and start taking it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that happened like on numerous occasions, but it happened a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? And with regards to the hospital, all the hospitals knew me, so I used to avoid going to certain hospitals. So let's say the last 2 weeks I've been to UCH, and doctor, I'm gonna kick your ass if you do this shit again, is telling me, don't. You know what I'm saying?
So
like, I'd make sure the ambulance wouldn't go back to UCH.
So how do they know you?
Because he's coming with this thing every week.
I'm going to hospital all the time. I'm not. I was getting to that. Yeah. So it got so bad I was going to hospital all the time.
Yeah.
So let's say in a month.
That was happening so many times. Like everyone knew him. That's what you said. I thought that's
what you meant. Yeah. The doctors knew me. Yeah.
I see people
like
cussing
me,
or see people like you used to be, and that's why I got it straight away. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like you come in and you could. All right, someone comes in and they're off of like cocaine, ketamine, whatever, and they're missing. It's like, like you said, my heart's pumping. This, and they're just fucked. They're just gone, and then you have to come down. That's what it is. They need to come down, but they're really, really high. Whatever. Yeah. You get them down, and then they go. They could be doing anything. I've had anyway. Forget what I just. Let's be candid. Yeah. But then you see the same person the next Saturday, and then the next Saturday, and the next Saturday. How much time do you see the same person in the emergency room because they because of self-inflicted?
Yeah. It's frustrating for them.
Did they take themselves there? Did you take yourself there? Or
I used to just call the ambulance. Yeah,
So what? They'll bring them.
So what I would normally do, I'd sit there when it got past that point of comfortability that I'm just doing this, and I'm thinking, nah. Then I'd call the ambulance.
And it's so annoying. I'm sorry. You should have let you think that. It's annoying. And I feel sorry for the people who are doing it. I hope you find some way to address it. But when people are self-inflicting themselves on a regular basis and then coming and messing with spaces for other people in hospital, because I swear to God, I'm not trying to be like that person on that horse, but there's people there that are sick and they're trying to get in, and because people are in there,
they could be denied their treatment.
I've seen some people that are just literally taking a piss, just taking drugs, and oh my god, and then coming back in, oh my god, it's mad. Yeah, it's mad. Not to take away, people are in trouble like this. So I don't want to make a light of the thing, but it's this. It's sad, isn't it?
We're touching on both sides of it.
Yeah, both sides. It's actually not fair. Yeah.
Both sides.
What's behind the camera said, definitely. It's not. I don't think it's fair. When you once, okay, twice, no. Do you know what I mean? And we help you get out of it. Stop. So when you got there, what did they do to you? What did they do for you?
So most of the time they'll just do like an ECG, as you guys know, it's just like the heart trace, and that would mainly be it, because you wouldn't need a blood test. I've told you what I've taken. I was always very vocal. I never hid it. I never went there and I just said, look, I've done an 8th, I've done this, so they knew exactly what they were dealing with. But yeah, it was sad, man. It was some sad times. There's actually one night, just if I could, there was one night, there was about 5 or 6 of us that were doing a lot of cocaine, and we all ended up in the hospital next to each other, like on the same ward. Wow. It was a bad. Well, one of the people that we was there with couldn't even speak. That's how bad it was. We've done so much. It was just like.
It must have been very strong or something, man.
I couldn't get his words out.
Was it Bosch badly?
It wasn't that it was Bosch. There was doing so much of it.
Yeah. Doing so much of it. You know what? Though sometimes the problem might be that you get, they get the Bosch stuff too much. The one time it's a good one, but they're taking it like it's the Bosch one.
It's just the sheer amount that we done. That's it. It went past the enjoyment stage. It was just the whole thing of doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even enjoyment. We were like zombies. Bruv, I think we went through.
But how did that? How the ass did you not get 5 of you get to the hospital? Did you go all together in one ambulance?
Because I think because
you walked to the hospital. Why did you get there?
We went out on a Friday evening. We went to we was around Highbury somewhere. We went back to someone's house. And so the Friday night turned into the Saturday afternoon. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine. So Friday, Saturday morning, and then around to the afternoon, and then almost, I think it was like 6 or 7 o'clock on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So almost pushing into Sunday.
Wow. There was any girls?
There was a couple of girls. It was a girl that I was with at the time. I won't say too much, but there was a few of us.
Was you
there.
Fucking?
No.
Not at all?
No. Just sitting there and talking. It wasn't that sort of environment. Okay. But we'd done, I think there was an ounce on the table. And I think by the time we finished, there might have been a queue left or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's why you was fucked up.
I think it might have been a bit less than that, yeah. It was crazy,
way too much, man.
It
was crazy.
Body's shutting down.
Crazy.
So you end up in the hospital like that?
Yeah, just can't hardly speak. And it was that particular time, it was the same doctor that had seen me not too long beforehand. And he cussed me like he was proper pissed off. Do you know what I'm saying?
If I'm treating, like I said that already.
You said it, yeah.
The same person,
he just said, what you doing here?
He's trying to kill yourself.
He said you're going to kill yourself because
it's like
carry on.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to kill yourself.
You're going to kill yourself, and even that wasn't a deterrent.
Yeah.
What's one of the worst fights that you've had under cocaine?
When you say fights, what one of the worst situations?
Situations. I mean, like physical situations where it went a bit left, and then it had to be a bit.
One of the jobs that I worked at. So we used to work from 4 p.m. till 12 a.m. That was our shift.
Doing what?
It was customer service. We was dealing with the I won't say the name of the company, but taxis.
Okay.
So we was doing the bookings for the clients. You know that, yeah. So 4 to 12, and this is the guy that introduced me to the coke. So when I was trying to be good, he'd be sitting at work, environment like this, table, people sitting around us. He's got the little wrap under his table, saying like, "Come, let's go to the toilet." Do you know what I'm saying? At work.
Like a little gremlin.
Like a little gremlin like on both shoulders. So no angel and devil, both devils.
Both devils.
Two devils. So I ended up, we ended up in the toilets having a little sniff and whatever. At work, fam. And then I remember, I had an episode with the whole chest thing, thought I couldn't breathe. And the ambulance had to come to my workplace. And I'm not sure whether they knew, exactly what it was, but I think they had an idea, because obviously there was quite a few of us in the actual workplace that were doing what we was doing. So they had an idea. They didn't ask, obviously. And I think that was kind of like I'm at work. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you never really got in mad physical altercations while being on cocaine?
No, I just say just being depressed. I think things like sitting in my house at 5 a.m, because cocaine, for many people that know about it, it makes you horny. Yeah. It's crazy, right? So I remember times where I'd be sitting in my house and I'll just be going through my phone book, and let's just say I knew a girl, but I haven't got her number, but I like her. Maybe we've exchanged nice words. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I'm trying to phone the person that knows the person that knows the person that knows the person that person that might know.
That's nuts.
Just sitting there going for the book, flicking through.
That's nuts.
just, you know.
It must have worked a couple of times. That's why you did it, you know?
Bruv, sometimes it did, but you're talking about it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And if you're just around yourself, most people are sleeping. They're not going to be up. And even if they're up probably because they've had an 8-hour sufficient sleep. And they've got stuff to do in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
do you think, wait a minute, do you think if you even got through to the girl, and the girl came and saw you in a state you may have been in at the time, she would have been on it anyway? It's a different mindset,
but it depends, because obviously the girls would likely to be doing cocaine themselves. Do you know what I'm saying?
But then they'd be up at that time in the morning doing the cocaine themselves.
Yeah, but it was just hit and miss, isn't it? It was a hit and miss. As I said to you, I'm ringing the person, there's no direct link. It's just in my head, I'm just trying to do what I'm trying to do.
Connect the dots.
I'm trying to just call whoever. And then I think that the lowest sort of point of that is just like walking down the street, trying to see if I can see like, a little brass on the street.
You're looking for brasses?
Looking for brasses, bruv. I had one occasion where I was just in Angel, just like horny, and then nothing was going on. I'm just walking down the street, bruv, just on a mad one, just looking for girls.
What time of the day?
This is probably like 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It's a lot, bro.
It's a lot to deal with.
So
it's a lot.
When did you hit rock bottom? Or you got more in between there and there? Like, what some of the other bottoms? Because if you're to me, that being in
should be enough.
Being in a whole hospital with a couple of my brethrens, and I've been in hospital before when I'm redirecting ambulances because I don't want certain people to see me because they already know what I'm coming in for. It's back to the point where it's embarrassing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm still doing it, but it's embarrassing. So. Yeah, where is the rock bottom? Because like even these things, they're coke and dagger, you know, like coke. I don't know about heroin, crack, all that stuff. People hide when they do that stuff. They have their cliques, they don't want no one to know about it. So everyone knows everyone knows who you are, what the badge you're wearing. They see you coming, you know. He's in again. He's probably.
Yeah. But you know, to answer your question, they were all like rock bottoms. How can anybody like? I think that's a good thing to be walking around the street looking for girls because something you've taken is making you act outside of what you would normally act like. Do you know what I'm saying? Taking you to a completely different level of like what you should and shouldn't do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a dark side, bro.
But if you're asking me the proper moment of clarity was when there was a few of us. I can't remember what day it was. It was on a weekend, and we was sitting down. We'd run out of coke. I think there's about 4 or 5 of us. And we was willing to drive, let's just say, I don't remember how far it was, but let's say 20 miles, just to go and get like a little ticket. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it was not Chelmsford, for Cheshunt. So Cheshunt.
From here?
Yeah, from here to Cheshunt. Is that how far is that?
It's far enough.
It's a little way away.
What time of the day?
This is it's nighttime activities, bro. It's coke, isn't it?
Enfield sort of thing.
Yeah, it's past Enfield though. It's past that.
Past Enfield.
It's quite far away. I think that day was just like, we was all just sitting there like, this is deep. Because we're looking back, or I'm looking back and I'm thinking, I've lost bare years. Like, I've been like in jobs, had good money, good opportunities, and messed it up because of this little thing, this little white powder. Literally, that's what was causing all of my issues. Do you know what I'm saying? When I look back on it.
Did you have like times where you tried to stop?
I'd say, okay, so I went to rehab in 2012.
Well done.
So,
well done.
I'd like to say thank you.
Cool.
I'd like to say, I probably had a couple of attempts, maybe 2000. Okay, so 2010, I broke up with that partner. I got with another girl, and then she's a coke addict as well. And this is another thing I didn't mention. When I was trying to get clean, I would find that the energy that I was attracting would be women that sniff cocaine. So then I'd be with somebody that was an enabler, or we was both enabling each other. Yeah. So that was quite a big part that I've missed out. Why I couldn't get clean, because obviously if you're sitting there with someone that doesn't want to do it and you say, I'm going to do it, they're going to say, what are you fucking doing? Like, they're going to shut it down. Do you know what I mean? But that's the psychology behind it. I would choose these people because I know that they're not going to really say nothing to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
You wasn't ready to stop.
I wasn't ready to stop. But 2011, I think I had 3 months. I didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't sniff, because at that time, the alcohol was my catalyst. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do you know?
It was a couple of bottles of wine, and then I'll get the little taste, the little urge would just be, it would pop up.
I think it is for a lot of people, especially with the cocaine.
Yeah.
Especially with the cocaine.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would be all right if they didn't have the drink, but once they have the drink, it's so much more harder for them not to, if they've been involved with it before. Revert back to it. I think there may be a certain point of the drinking.
Right.
That it ignites. I just think they might for each different person, but I definitely know it's a catalyst.
It's when your inhibitions are lowered, right?
No, when I say that, I mean, if you had a shot, went home, boom,
yeah, you'd be alright.
But if you have half a bottle, then you're drawing for what you're drawing for.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's the same thing I'm saying to you. It lowers your inhibition. So if you drink a certain amount, you're less likely to say no.
Yeah. Precisely. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm gonna be sitting there like, if I've had half a bottle of wine, I start getting a little bit merry. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It was inevitable. I don't have that problem with alcohol now.
Okay. Do you still drink?
Yeah, I still drink. Yeah.
Done.
I don't have. So we'll get to that part. A bit after. So I was clean, no drinking, no smoking, no doing nothing. Training hard, 5 days a week, Virgin Active and Angel. And then I bumped into another girl that I knew that she'd done something. But anyway, I ended up being with her for a year. So, and I lost another year, again, back on the cocaine, Thursday, Friday, sniffing, doing whatever. 2012, I just had a moment where I just thought, I'm sick of this shit, man. Like, I can't do it no more. My mum's telling me, because I had to speak to my mum and tell her what was going on. Do you know what I mean? I had to explain I've been doing cocaine. And she hasn't got a clue about cocaine.
How did that conversation go?
She's crying. You can imagine. She was distraught. But I think at the same time, it made her aware of what was going on. She could understand. She could understand the patterns, what was going on with me.
You now,
It all came together.
Yeah.
And there was a few times where I tried and relapsed, and she just sat me down and said, "Look, I can't deal with this anymore. You need to get yourself sorted out, or I have to leave you to it." And that was one of the sort of like kick up the arses that I needed. So I just ended up.
It's a beautiful thing, you know.
Yeah.
You see what happened now. The woman that brought you into this world, he said she
right.
ride or die, got your back and everything. You see what happened there? Yeah, once you let her know, she never let you backslide. Right. She helped, she pulled you out. She gave you, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I'm getting from what you said. She gave you the power to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Thank Mumsy, man. Thanks, Mumsy, man. Love you, Mumsy, man.
Love you, Mummy.
Come on.
Of course. Yeah.
Come on, I like that.
Yeah.
So some people don't have that. I'm sort of like, my G.
It's good.
My G, I feel you right now, you know.
It was deep. These times were deep. It was deep. Telling your mum that and telling people around you what's going on, because again, I was dressing fine, I was dressing nice, like I was going out. A lot of people didn't have an idea, they didn't have a clue what was going on. So anyway, I went to the rehab called the ISIS.
Okay, I don't know about
it's around the corner. So it's just off of Seven Sisters Road, where the police station, I think it's still there, the Hornsey one. So you go down Holloway, do a right, past the McDonald's and the KFC, straight
on Hornsey Road, you said?
On
Hornsey Road.
I think it's called Hornsey Road.
It's past the swimming bath.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know where, but I know the road's right. Yeah, right
that's
there.
where it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I walked in there one day. I just said, "Look, this is my name. I'm a cocaine addict. I just need some help. Like, where do I sign up? It wasn't a rehab as in you stay in, but how do I sort myself out? So that was the starting point. It took me on.
Well done, man. That's a big step, you know.
It was hard. Yeah, it was hard. So I got some counselling done as well. Because we haven't spoke about the reasons why people take drugs. We haven't touched on that, and a lot of it is escapism. So for me, it was things that I'd experienced when I was growing up as a child that I hadn't addressed. Things like my dad having abandonment issues, for example, things that were not addressed. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I had the counselling, it was amazing. They sat down. I thought it was going to be like them asking me bare questions, but it was like what we're doing now. Free flowing. Everyone's just talking, just casual.
No, I'm counselling you right now.
Yeah,
you know that, right?
There you go. So cool. And I'll just be saying certain things.
I'm gonna see you the bill afterwards. Okay?
Yeah, half price. Yeah,
half price.
Yeah,
cool.
Old school friends, man.
Yeah, cool. Say that.
So I kind of got through a lot of my issues. I worked out why I started taking the cocaine. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was just good. I just started going to classes twice a week. So that was quite deep, because you're around people that are addicts in their 60s. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, obviously this 2012 is 10 years ago. So I would have been 34. So I'm sitting there. This is really a lesson for me because I'm thinking, this guy's 60. I'm 34. Do I really want to be like this guy in 30 years' time? Do you know what I'm saying? So I just a lot of people that were there, their stories, their experiences, just really helped me to be, you know, like I need to sort my shit out, and that's what I did. I just ended up being a peer mentor, started working for the charity. So we started working with Islington Council. We was doing like we'd meet up with all the other sort of borough service centres.
Yeah.
And then just try and work out how we could make the services better for other people, make it a lot more attractive for people to come in and want to get clean, sort themselves out. Sorry.
You're good.
And yeah, so that was quite rewarding. Do you know what I mean? Being on the other side,
gratifying.
I was still going through my struggles, and I want to say now, you know, that struggle hasn't ever ended. I still have to be mindful. Do you know what I'm saying? But luckily, the girl that I was with at that point didn't touch coke. She hated it. She hated it. And the 2 times that I did it, she threw my stuff out on the street because I was living with her at the time. And that's what I needed, though. 100%. I hadn't had that before. Do you know what I mean? Someone that is going to ride. They're saying, listen, I'm here, but if you fuck up, you can't be here. Do you know what I'm saying?
So that's why that thing happened that time.
What do you mean?
I remember when it happened. You told me about it.
Was it?
When you got thrown out.
Yeah.
It was recent. Okay.
It's not recently.
No, but I think I remember it. I think you spoke to me about it. I'm not saying that it was the other day, but I think you spoke to me about it. And I was like, right, that happened. He was like, oh boy, I'll tell you another time.
Yeah, PS was thrown out and everything.
Yeah.
Come on,
tough love.
Violating the PS3. I think it was PS3 back then, wasn't it?
PS4. Shit, mate.
Yeah.
I don't do computers. I'm not into computers. I do people. I like people.
Good.
I like to talk to people. I don't like computers.
Yeah. Are you still with that same lady?
No, we're not together. We're still the best of friends though.
Good.
But the good thing is that all the girlfriends after that don't touch it.
So that was a standard for you afterwards.
Yeah. I can't be around that.
It's important.
It's very important. Just the people in general, you know. I have to be mindful. I mean, I can't sit here and say that I've been clean for the whole 10 years. I've had relapses in between that. And I'm always having to be mindful of just where I'm going to be. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to go to a party on Friday, and as soon as I heard the people that were going to be there, then it's just
that's good.
Tell them I said hi, happy birthday. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's good.
Don't even put myself in that environment.
It's
Don't even test myself.
You put yourself first.
100%.
It's important, man.
You have to do that.
Very, 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 very
you
important. Very important. We talk about your health now because we spoke about some stuff about your health now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Like your sense of smell and the ramifications and what's actually what the impact it's had on your body, not just your mind.
I don't really think about it, but we can talk about when it happened.
Okay.
So
you just let me know.
Yeah. So for those that don't know what he's talking about, we spoke about the fact that I lost my sense of smell.
Not due to COVID.
No, not because of COVID. This is way before COVID. This is like 10, 12 years ago.
Wow. So you can't smell anything?
Nothing at all.
So if I farted right now?
I can't smell anything
seriously,
at all.
no matter what I ate, if I don't really know.
I can't smell anything.
Seriously?
No. The only thing that I can pick up, if you've got like aftershave, my nose can pick up the vapour of the alcohol, maybe, but not the smell itself.
What do you mean by that?
So how do I describe it? So if you've got,
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean, innit?
Yeah.
If you get an aftershave and spray it,
yeah,
I can pick up the actual alcohol or the.
Okay, so there's a bit that you can smell.
I can't smell the fragrance, is what I'm saying. But my nose, it's difficult for me to explain it.
You know, you spray aftershave. If you spray,
make you sneeze, basically.
Yeah, when it makes you sneeze, or when you taste it. I think that's what you're talking about. You know, if I spray here now, spray here, and my mouth's open, if I watch out, something will go in my mouth and something will go up my nose.
Yeah.
Like I kind of taste
but I'm talking about if I actually
smell it.
I can't pick up a smell like that, but I can. It's hard to actually work out.
Okay, so when you realise your sense of smell went, what did you know it was because of cocaine automatically?
Do you know what's so deep? Me and my friend, because we used to smoke a lot of weed back then as well, and I'd be at my friend's house. We'd always get the supersized pizza too when we got the munchies, and I think it was on that day that I was sitting down and I think I was just eating the pizza, and then I just think something just clicked where I just thought, and then I realised I couldn't smell. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't smell anything, and I was just like,
let me say this to you.
Go on.
Because depending on the purity, depending on whatever, with cocaine, sometimes you can have what people call the Colombian flu.
Right.
So this happens maybe a day after, the same day, where your nose can be blocked as well. Because of the whatever,
yeah. That's
sometimes you can't smell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How clear was you? It wasn't that. Did you ever get that as well?
Because it lasted, didn't it? So it wasn't just that particular day.
Yeah.
It was from that day.
From that day. Yeah.
So after that, I just couldn't smell. Do you know what I'm saying? Then certain times, because even like now, I'm so used to it, I just forget. Yeah. I don't even think about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you can breathe clearly through it.
Yeah, I can breathe through it. Yeah, clearly, no issues at all. I've had checks, as I said to you off camera. Yeah. I've had checks done. Yeah. They've said there's no problems. They can't see any sort of defects or anything like that. And I was saying to you earlier that I believe that it was because I couldn't smell for so long, because my nose was so blocked up from the cocaine, that I think I've just switched off.
The Colombian flu.
Yeah. I think psychologically it's just switched off the smell receptors, and that sounds crazy, but the fact that I can still taste shows you that it must be that.
Yeah, of course.
What else can it be? How else would you describe that or explain that?
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but you just get on with it, and it's just like someone who's blind or deaf. You have no choice but to adapt to it, and that's all I do, isn't it? Just
did it heighten any of your other senses?
No, I wouldn't say no. I'm just as a Black Caribbean man.
When you lose one of your senses,
you get I'm just thinking superhero shit. That's why I laugh. Yeah. That's why I laugh. My ventilation gone.
But for me, as a Black Caribbean man, I'm happy that I can taste my West Indian food.
Of course,
that's all I care about. Do you know what I'm saying? If I couldn't taste the jerk and all that, nah.
Because when you have a cold and you can't taste it, that's the worst.
Some people ain't got no smell or taste. They can't taste, and the food tastes like metal. Like it has no taste to it. That's awful. I couldn't imagine that.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So I'm lucky.
Thank you.
I'm very lucky.
Thank you. Say again.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
Thank you, because one more time.
I'm lucky.
Because you've gone into this thing, you've had an addiction. Yeah. Even though you've left the religion that we're talking about, you've still had the support of your mum on a basis, which some people don't have after they leave certain things. 100%. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that dedication and that loyalty. You've gone into this system that you've had the opportunity to see certain things within the cerebral palsy and stuff. Yeah. Also, you've got the foresight and the clarity to understand the world you're in, irrespective of whether you had the power or the minerals or whatever to implement the change at the particular time. Yeah. Eventually, you decided to do this. Not everybody can walk into somewhere, like tell themselves they got something, tell their parents, their family, open up to them and do that. You know how much courage that takes,
That was a hard
you know, but serious, some people are still fighting that thing now, cuz. And that's the reason they can't get out of the dungeon, bro. You've done that. You've told the world. Do you see what I'm saying? You've gone and you've done certain work now. I still have stopped because I've lost my trail. So, and then you've gone back and you're helping people as well, cuz. And you're aware, just that having that awareness of, okay, I need to make a change. This isn't good for me. Something's got to give. But in the same breath, you understand you are but a man as well. When you're 100%. Humble, you have to be mindful of what you're doing.
100%, yeah.
This is definitely at all times. This is definitely a role model for anybody out there who's got a problem with addiction or things like that that's going on with inside themselves. That talk to somebody who loves you. Open up. The truth will set you free.
100%.
Truth will set you free. Be strong. There'll be another day. Other people are going through worse things than you, and they're still smiling and they're happy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's serious out there.
And you'll be surprised also that people's reaction is not going to be what you'd expect it to be.
Yeah.
You know, most people are going to want to help you.
Yeah.
You know, and try and push you in the right direction.
Go on.
That's it.
Yeah, don't let that demon in your back deter you from asking for help and going out there getting the help and feeling like you can't get it, because we as humans, we tell ourselves stuff in our head and we put ourselves down here, but we don't understand how much certain people love us. And I always have to say how much
especially mummy, especially
mum. Mate.
Come on, unconditional.
Mate. But we also, with my generation anyway, I've always been scared of being honest about certain things. I don't know why. Yeah. And they hit cloak and dagger and kept certain things, like you just keep it moving. Don't tell your mum, you don't tell the person. Because they was from a different demographic. Of course. But it doesn't matter. They're still your mother or your father or your loved one.
And they're going to understand, because they probably did the same, not the same badness, but they were naughty like everyone else. Do you know what I'm saying?
Or they know that you're always going to be their son or their daughter. That's what it is for me. You're always, no matter what you do, they're not going to get rid of you, as far as I'm concerned. But one more thing I want to say, we're going to carry on into the conversation, because I have to give you the accolades you deserve for this conversation we're having, is the willpower to say you're going to stop drinking, smoking, even for 3 months. It takes a lot to stop cold turkey. It takes a lot, bro. So pat yourself on the back, not literally.
Change phone number. You got to change your phone number.
Yeah, wow. Change your phone number as well. Change your friends as well. You never mentioned that.
What friends? I can't hang around with those guys because
they're not friends.
I'm back to square one again.
Yeah,
can't be around certain people.
Everything's social communities, isn't it? Because like even like I say to you, crackheads got crackheads to smoke with. Weed people got weed people. Even if you're just vegan, got people got vegan friends. You know what I'm saying?
Being vegan isn't bad.
I didn't. I'm just saying. I'm talking about communities.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, like if you're not in a community of people that do these things become hard. Even if you're trying to be like you're not trying to eat meat. You're trying to be this person. You're trying to be that person. Even like I say, working out, fitness. That's a community within its own.
My brother's a vegan, and I made a steak yesterday. And he came in the kitchen when I was making it, and I didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah,
I love my brother. He loves me.
Was he looking at the steak though?
Usually, sometimes he talks to me. He said, "I love my brother." He talks to me, gives me good advice about my body and everything. It's like he just looked at it. He never said nothing. He looked at it. I knew the steak's there. I wasn't hiding the steak. You could see the steak. I'm not hiding nothing. But just that what you were saying, I was like.
Different levels of peer pressure, innit? You know
different.
What I mean?
There's
peer pressure to do good. There's peer pressure to do bad.
100%.
So it's not even like you're blaming the people and saying they didn't have no love for you. It's just saying I have to go. I have to grow.
Like I said, I wrote a track. I've actually got a track that I wrote to the day when I had went to rehab.
When you say you wrote a track here,
I've got a track that I
recorded. You can play it for us? Or you recorded it, you can play it for us?
I can't play it right now. It's on my page. It's on my Instagram page.
Well, we can get that.
How long have you been doing music for?
A little while, man. I've got poetry on my page. There's some bits and pieces. I can show you after. I'll show you afterwards. Because we haven't really touched on that either. Sorry, I know you were speaking.
No, that's fine, please.
Ago, but we're just talking about the stuff that I'm trying to do, which is good energy for me. So I do an Instagram page. Called Music Physical Mental Therapy.
Music Physical Mental Therapy. Is that the name?
Music Physical Mental Therapy.
That's the name?
That's the name, yeah.
Music Physical Mental Therapy.
Yeah. Music
Physical Mental Therapy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Music Physical Mental Therapy.
That's right.
Music Physical Mental Therapy.
That sounds like a lyric itself.
Music Physical Mental Therapy.
But the music is spelled with M. It's MUISQQ. And it'll come up at the top.
The music.
Yeah, music.
I see it.
You got it there, yeah. So this is my little outlet. So as you can see now, I do like videos every day. I just speak very honestly and openly about what I'm going through. So, a lot of people that are trying to do like the motivational, it's always happy. And I find it's important for me when I'm engaging with the audience to be real. So if I feel like shit, if I've had a bit of anxiety, which I suffer from time to time, and I wake up in the morning and do a video, I tell people. But I'll also tell them how I cope with it. Do you understand? I'll give them like the mechanisms. So that's something that I do. It makes me wake up in the morning, I feel inspired. If I wake up and I'm like, good, I'll share my energy. Like what you do. You've got a lot of energy. You've got a lot of positivity that comes from you.
But I don't show when I'm vexed or nothing like that.
You don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to, but I don't have that, the phone near me or nothing like that. There's times when
but aside from that, you got a lot of positive energy, and that's what people get from you.
But I think it's, what, for me, it's important for men to be able to know that they can vocalize like what they're going through.
Definitely.
And especially for like black men, because we know how we can stay certain times. We don't want to show our feelings, and that's generational. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's important for me to let you know if I'm feeling like shit, I'm not having a good day today. Do you understand? But I'm gonna try and be positive. Like, people might send a couple of messages to me. Like, I just try and what I'm telling you, that's what's going on. I just keep it real, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Don't hide nothing.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah.
Go on.
It's good. Nah, I was gonna say something about myself, but it's not about me. This is about you.
But let me hear though, because this can help other people.
I was gonna say
this could be beneficial.
Me, like, what you see is what you get. Like, if I don't like what's going on, I don't like what's going on. So, which is why I can appreciate what both of you are saying. I really try to come out with any negative energy.
Right. Okay.
I have, but it's almost like the Hulk, not putting myself next to the greatest Marvel superhero. But like, I'm always angry. Or I've always got something inside me that's negative, but I don't choose to let that to be what I feel upon. It. Yeah, that's the thing. So I think everybody must have that in them. But I'd rather give you what I want back from you. Or if I'm not giving you that, I won't give you nothing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I go along. So I'll give you good energy, or hey, how you doing? Okay. Right? Or if it ain't good, then what's that? If you haven't got nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all.
It's even how you present it on your Instagram sometimes, like whether you're going for a good day or a bad day. you have a way of showing people from your life it's a good day.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, it is.
You always conclude that way. You know what I mean? You might come and say, but from your life, it's a good day. Stay positive, people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, love you. Thank you. Yeah. But I'm still. I'm gonna post the video of when I got stabbed.
Okay.
When I was on the hospital bed. I was smiling.
Okay. How did that come about?
You lot try and lower me into a full sense of security. Go on, talk about yourself. Let it out. We can do this. You want to steal gems from another show? It's not fair. I was working. It was an altercation, but I want to talk about it on a later date. But I got stabbed. It's not the first time I've been stabbed.
Okay.
But it's recent, so it's in the last 12 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah.
So on average, how much are you getting stabbed?
I've been stabbed maybe 4 times.
Okay, now.
But this is over. I'm 46, mate.
Life threatening? At some points.
2 life threatening.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is where we come from. We like.
I love the casualness about it. By the way, like you just.
No, but this is like, it's not. I don't think there's any sense in glamorizing stuff. Negative things happen all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Like bad things have happened to you, and you. Like me, like a lot of bad things have happened to me. But if I think about the bad things, not that I'll get depressed or anything, but then I'm going down that road. I'd rather think of the positive things.
That's right.
And then even within the bad things, there are positives.
Yeah.
And I was equipped with the tools to deal with me getting stabbed or deal with certain things at a young age, like you was, because of where we come from. So we see things when we was young, or we had to, cause absent father, I had to find my role models on the road, make my mistakes, get burnt by the fire, get my head bust and that, and know what's right and what's wrong. But also know when you get your head bust, you can still come back from that.
That's right, yeah.
So I will say it to you like that, but people out there stabbing people and doing that stuff, it's not fair and it's not
crazy.
Right. It's horrible. And I don't think anyone should have to go through it. I think half the people that are doing it, they don't know what they're doing. Anyone getting stabbed, I don't know how you're so strong, because any of these youths getting stabbed, it was a lot for me when I was on the table at the hospital. I got stabbed, it was deep, severed muscle, severed nerve tissue, stabbed up, chipped my bone, bleeding for 18 hours or 16 hours or some shit like that.
Okay.
So I don't understand how people are dealing with that out there. But it is a everyday thing for a lot of our youths right now as well.
They don't have a choice. We spoke about peer pressure earlier.
Yeah,
it's a difficult one. If you're raised in an area, let's say we're in Holloway, right, and you've lived it all your life, and all your friends, same school, you've grown up, they're keeping up badness. What are you going to do? You're going to tell them that you don't want to go out and stab people and whatever.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
But they turn on you as well. That's what's happening. You know,
it's love is through fear.
Sorry?
Like you said, even that cycle you just explaining, it's fear. Fear.
Okay.
Fear of someone stabbing you.
I'm telling you, yeah.
We're going to get into it because we're getting into it. So, no, it's cool. You can talk. I want to show you the fucking thing, mate. So,
okay.
Here's my one here. You see the camera, see it there, yeah? This is just the other day. It itches, it scratches, it hurts. Up to now it hurts. I feel like the really bad, it freezes. It hurts. It's not nice. When I put my arm like that, I feel it in my arm all the time.
Right.
I think it's not just fear, big man. It's the
the
person who done it to me, I'm not gonna, because there's a case going on that.
Right.
The person done it to me wasn't a road thing. I'm a lump. I can move around. It was just sheer madness.
Right. Okay.
It's just
but part of fear is grabbing something and.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You're totally right.
Yeah.
And I can't. I'm not disputing that. There's this cocktail right now. The fear is definitely probably the main thing in that cocktail. Yeah. With COVID and everything, there's a cocktail that people are just crazy right now. And like you said, it is. You know what? I have to agree with you. If the fear. It's like you're scared, so you want to do something before they do you.
Survival.
But there's also madness and lunacy where people have not got anybody to say, hold on a minute, what you're doing, no family values. There's also the disparity that happened because of COVID. People are sitting down, thank you, people are sitting down.
Both
and
sides.
if it's coke, if it's weed, if it's alcohol, if it's TV, if it's food, if it's sex, they're binging on shit. So they're coming out of that shit crazy and scared. This madness going on right now, but fear, yeah.
But let's go back to what you're saying about the absent fathers, because a lot of this is down to that. And interestingly, my older brother was saying to me that when you look at how the kids are behaving, they're very emotional. And where does that emotion come from? It comes from a woman, because the fathers are not around to teach them how to be men. it's deep, but it's real.
Yeah, we're gonna. Just, you know, there's a lot of families. The mums ain't letting the people come and be the right father to teach them. Yeah. There's fathers out there that want to help as well. I'm just saying, there's another side. There's our generation. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to contradict you. No, and I love you to bits. When I talk, it sounds really big, but I'm not contradicting.
There's different levels to absent fathers, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's absent,
as in nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. And then there's like absent fathers, and then there's what women say absent fathers is.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah, but they all still have almost the same impact.
They don't.
On the thing. They don't think so?
No, because like what sometimes a woman will say something's not regular or something this, but it might actually be regular.
No, when I said this, they have the same impact.
And then
on the child.
On the child, yeah.
So I'm saying a dad not being there at all, yeah, it's you not understanding anything to do with a male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To you? A man being there, whether it's in and out, you still get engaged and understanding of.
Okay, you've got a reference point, innit?
You've got some sort of reference point. You know what I'm saying? To gauge how things are, like whether they're bad or good. You still got a place to understand.
Yeah. You can identify with it like you know that you're kind of like him or not like him. If you've got a reference point, some people don't know shit.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but go on.
And then the third one is that when women keep the children away and say the father's absent, and then even when the father's trying, they're still saying he's absent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was talking about. Yeah,
and that happens a lot.
But then,
yeah.
When you start becoming unruly because of the shit that they've taught them or allowed them to do in that house or whatever, that's when they want to call the dad and say, okay, come and now police this person that you've created, that's a problem for me. Yeah. Like when I say that, I mean, when I see that happening, that's a problem. It's out of order. Like kids are always out of order.
Kids are always going to go for adolescence. So people, I think we need to leave the space for that. But we're always going to go on like they're not going to be going for adolescence. Like they will be going for adolescence.
Can you say it again?
Going for adolescence.
No. Well, kids are always going to be going through adolescence. There'll be a stage in everyone's child's life that they're going to muck about and mess up, like terrible twos for adults. That's
part
it.
Of life.
It's part of life.
If they don't do that, then they're going to do it later in life, and that's worse. Because there's some adult adolescence, and when you look at adult adolescence, you're like, you ain't got over yourself yet. You ain't got over that yet.
True. But in this adolescence, there isn't any. This is what it plays. There isn't any kind of definition of how to be man or what a man looks like and stuff, which is why when they reach this adolescent stage that you're talking about, there is so much problems now. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why,
and they're smoking
because of whatever, any one of them three reasons.
They always say
has problems.
We talk about absent fathers, but a lot of the people that I know that lived recklessly and took a lot of drugs were come from both parent families.
Okay, that's interesting.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I say, because we're talking about people that are well to do in terms of career wise, so we can't just be like, oh, you're well to do in career wise, but. Do you see it? But you're not. You're just doing well over now. Usually, the people that are well to do career wise had both parents around, and they're the ones that can afford cocaine.
But I had a good friend growing up, and that person had the mum and dad, beautiful house, singing lessons, all sorts of like everything, and it went a bit left.
They're the worst sometimes because they had everything. They didn't have nothing to fight for. Like sometimes the people that had something to fight for end up having to put themselves in a good position. Because there wasn't no nothing to lean on.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people that had the things to lean on end up, even till now, like as I'm sitting here in late 30s, where those same people are the ones that are heavier on drugs. Because they have the access. They have the access to fall down. And even if there's people that know that had like family backing, so even if they were selling drugs and everything went wrong, they can just go and get their money from the family to start again. But so they don't actually need to sell drugs. They like selling drugs. You know what I'm saying?
But we could go back to the escapism again.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about, we're hitting all angles. You've got people that have everything, but they're not happy. Do you know what I mean? Maybe their mum and dad spoiled them rotten, but they didn't give them any sort of love and attention. So their escapism is to go out on the weekend and do drugs. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a wide spectrum.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a wide spectrum, and I think the same labels get thrown at it. Absent father.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
And I'm like, whoa. If I took, what angle are we talking about? Because there's absent father in terms of emotional. But
so I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with it now. Yeah. Because I love that way you brought it back in. So for me, it was the absent father, which I relate to with you now. That's why I brought it up. Is there was no one for me to go to. I've got a dad. I know who my dad is. I chat to my dad. I'm like. Now, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, growing up with certain lessons, there was no one for me to phone or talk to when it came to girls, when it come to challenging other boys, when it come to living money, riding my first. There was none of that. Do you get me? So I fell off the bike. The girl gave me the clap. I got beat up by a gang of people, but I learned from my mistakes. It made me tougher. So when I stand and sit in front of you now and say, yeah, I've been stabbed a couple times, I've been shot, loads of shit's happened to me. I think I've got more lives than a cat, the amount of times that shit has happened to me. Do you get me? Okay. But I say to you, because of the absent father, I was forced to be able to be that resilient.
Yeah, of course.
For you as well. You ain't got no other choice. When you're sitting in a cell and there's no one coming to get you, or when you're when you got to go and fight, like the bully after school, you got a big brother and all that, you got to fight or get tumped up.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much times I got my head bust. Yeah. Like literally until I finally okay.
Yeah, I'm not having it.
All right, no, I'm not even not having it. Cool, let's do this, innit?
Okay.
Rather than I'm not going to do it, but okay, it's just part of life.
Both of you, both of you don't look like anything that you've both said you've taken.
Huh?
None of you look like what you said you've taken.
Okay.
What did you say?
I'm saying none of you look like anything that you've taken anything in the past.
Okay. Who told you I took anything?
You did.
When?
In the beginning part of the conversation.
What did I say?
You said that you smoked weed back in the day.
You're absolutely right. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm just saying you don't look, I can't.
I was supposed to clarify. I was supposed to clarify.
I was just listening.
I don't see no rastas on you. No, but you look good. You look really good for you. Like I'm saying, like it doesn't. I just see two healthy guys in front of my face. That's why it's like there's something. There's also something to do with your character within everything that you're doing.
Give him that. I mean, within reason, everything's here. Like food, drugs, whatever it is. Everyone should live their life and experience what they want to experience. How it affects them is how it affects them. It's up to you to live your life how you want to live your life. Abstinence or taking part. Everyone's got their own choice to make.
That's true.
Everyone has got their own choice.
But ideally, we don't want anybody to ever partake or even try doing anything.
But you say that, but then there's people that are better because of drugs. I'm sorry.
You think so?
True? Certain people would take I don't know what drugs. There's people that take drugs and it helps enhance them. I'm sorry, I can't give you an example, but people that take drugs and they do their job and their jobs are fundamental to certain other things.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just trying to say like cocaine,
sugar's one of the worst
opium.
Drugs.
Which one?
Sugar.
What's that? Sugar. Oh, sugar. Sorry. Now, listen, I'm thinking some new name.
But sugar, when they're taking sugar now, right? They'll be like, Dad, I guess you got some sugar.
You know what I'm saying? Sugar's one of the worst drugs.
It is the worst.
And it's killing.
It's more addictive than crack.
Legal.
So we talk about drugs that the ones that are illegal and the ones that are legal differently, but they both have like terrible effects.
But alcohol.
But we've talking about
the pharmaceuticals.
Is it what is that other stuff when we were talking with my man before? Where it's not cacao, chocolate, magic mushrooms, all these other certain drugs.
Yeah.
You got DMT.
A lot of people help some people.
A lot of people are doing that.
Ayahuasca.
No, but some people abuse it. Some people can be enhanced by it. I'm just saying.
Everything's in moderation. I'm not saying to take any drugs, but you know, like even with weed and Bob Marley, those people never used to sit there and just smoke.
You got me, you know.
No, but I'm saying that the smoke.
I thought
I'm
weed and Bob Marley was two different things just now. No, the sugar thing. I was what's Bob Marley? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You got me. Sorry, I can't.
But what I'm saying is, the issue is that people are excessive in what they're doing, and that's when it becomes a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, if you can't not do that for a month, 2 weeks or whatever, then you got a problem.
No, if you can't not do it, you shouldn't be doing it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Exactly. That's very brilliant.
It's not supposed to be something you do all the time. It's abuse of the body, man.
Yeah.
You know?
No matter what it is, really. What do you think?
I just think in different cases, because like I say, with weed,
No, with his statement though. With his statement,
I'm gonna, because with weed, no one's ever overdosed of weed. So you see, like the intake on what's too much and what's not too much, it's kind of not there yet.
No, but what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry. Within the drug that you're taking, you see, like even if you talk about psychedelics, psychedelics have like they won't allow you to keep tapping back into it. Like you can take a magic mushroom today, have a great experience. Try to take it tomorrow and it won't do nothing.
Okay.
Because it's like there's an actual spiritual realm controlling these things.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying when it comes to psychedelics?
Yeah.
So like then you've got the cokes, the science made ones, as I call it.
Man-made stuff.
But the science, because the more pure you get to these things, the different of the effects that they have. So if you're in Colombia or something and you get the raw, and you take that, you'll see it has probably different effects to the one that everyone takes here. So again,
the cocaine?
Yeah, how much?
Because they wash it with petrol. It gets the process to get it to that is.
is different.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And then the process of getting it over, all of that stuff, it's got stuff that has to be done. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that when you take, I feel like even depending on your location, when you take some of these things, like it's like again taking a psychedelics in the woods, you'll probably get a mad experience. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas if you take it in an estate, it might not be as good. It might not be as great. If you understand. So it's like. I understand overdosing, but it also comes towards individuality and what drug you're talking about or what thing you're talking about. Because people overdose on sugar all the time, but they don't realize.
That's what he was saying. What he said was, if you can't not take whatever it is for for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, you shouldn't touch it. If you can't say if you can't say that, okay, there's sugar here and it's got you that hard, you can't say I'm not gonna take it for 2 weeks, then you shouldn't touch it.
But that's what I'm saying, and I'm agreeing to it. But I'm saying there's so many other things that goes to like meat.
Everything, anything applies. So I agree with.
Yeah, but and we know some of these things are bad for us.
Even women.
Yeah.
I know they're bad for us. No, I'm joking. We love you.
But but you still. So it's like. But there's some things that can actually kill you quicker.
Women can kill you.
Stress.
Very quick. Women can kill you. I'm just giving you your stuff, but women can kill you.
Women definitely.
No, they can literally kill you, bro.
Yeah. Stress is crazy.
Someone just told me a story the other day about a girl that stabbed her boyfriend once. He stabbed him in the heart. Like white girl over in Essex somewhere. Do you not know about that story?
I think I might know that.
She stabbed him once, but she stabbed him through the side, stabbed him through the heart.
Do you know that?
Okay, so it's going to be manslaughter.
I don't know. It was just
a lot of people's vices.
I'm saying,
shall we say?
Being, like,
One thing I can say, I don't promote people to do anything that doesn't suit their life. But in this day and where I'm at now, even coming through the pandemic and things like that, I kind of don't. I just feel like everyone individually should enjoy their life because again, you don't know when.
Life is short.
Being super sensible as well. I don't think that has the greatest outcomes neither. So I feel like you've got a balance of not being bad and not being super bad or not being super good. Just try and experience, learn, and grow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think there's nothing that's bad. I used to be a lot more judgmental as well. This is people hearing me talk like this now will be like, what? You know what I'm saying? But now that's how I feel. Like it doesn't matter because it's produced some of the greatest people. Do you get what I'm saying? Doing great things like yourself and look at Tamara and like the Forgotten Neighbours and the things like that. Without the experience that you guys have gone through, then who's going to be feeding these people? Who's going to be making the initiatives to feed thousands?
I'm on a bit at this stage.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't
that
because
transition.
You just
don't going through that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You enjoy doing that. It's filling you back.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing for Tamara and everyone else on your team. Do you know what I'm saying? And people like that. But I've always
this thing. Like this.
Yeah. But the things that they're doing.
So the hub project, yeah.
And it's just like people.
The hub project. Check it out. Don't know if it's in shot or not.
People that go through things like this, doing the food kitchens and soup kitchens and all of these kind of things, you got to think about it. For them to even have the get up and go for it, that means that
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, so it's a different level of overstanding. So
yeah, definitely.
It's just there's no particular right and wrongs unless it depends on what comes out from it.
Yeah, I just think the most important thing is you learn from your lessons. If you had a bad experience from something, then you've got the choice whether to do that again or don't do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm saying learning from your mistakes.
I know.
You have a choice whether to do it again or not.
Yeah, the most important thing is to learn from your lessons.
100%.
That's the most important thing. Anyone watching is to learn from your lessons, good or bad. If you mess up, you mess up, innit? No one's judging you that you messed up. But try and learn from it.
Just be real with yourself. That's the main thing. Be honest
with yourself.
Be real.
Thank you.
Address that.
Be honest with yourself and you're good.
Would you change your lives, any of you? If you had today, would you go back and change it, or are you happy of how
me?
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
It's a good question now.
There's a few things I would change.
Yeah, how are we doing this? Is it just you completely change it or you don't? There's no sort of like little modifications here and there.
No. There's a few. It's a modifications for me right now. Cause I've got children. I wouldn't change my children for the world.
Okay.
So that's a no-brainer. I wouldn't change my family for the world. So it's a no-brainer.
I hear you. Yeah,
it's just certain things within my life certain decisions I may have made, or certain times that I repeated mistakes that I shouldn't have repeated. But you know what? I'm happy right now.
Yeah.
Fuck it, because I wouldn't be standing there or sitting there right in front of you. So I'll take that back.
See,
I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm glad for the journey that I've been on.
Yeah.
And where I'm at the moment, because I feel a lot of people they might learn these sort of lessons in later age.
Yeah.
In their 60s.
Exactly.
when it's, you know, you've only got a little bit of time left over. So
or never.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm happy that I know moving forward what I should and shouldn't be doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, that's what I agree. Yeah. I wouldn't change anything personally.
Well,
it's all character building, isn't it?
Yeah.
The relationships, the ups and downs, and
everything.
You know, friends.
You change one thing, it's gonna change everything.
Exactly.
You never said that.
We seen Back to the Future.
No, I seen Butterfly Effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what's the one with the train? Sliding Doors.
Yeah.
Big film.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow, and who was in that
film? Oh, I can't
remember. Gwyneth Paltrow. That's a wicked film. You remember that film? It was
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Off the train, on the train.
Parallel Life.
Mad.
Oh, it was the guy from that did the film about the heroin.
Trainspotting guy.
Trainspotting, yeah.
Robert Carlyle.
No, it wasn't Robert Carlyle. McGregor.
Hugh McGregor.
Not Hugh McGregor.
It's Hugh McGregor.
It was McGregor, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
it's Hugh McGregor.
Something.
Yeah,
we'll work it out.
Yeah.
That guy who does all that walking in the mountains and all that stuff.
No.
It's Hugh McGregor. He's in the island too.
It's Ewan McGregor.
I just said Ewan McGregor.
Oh, you did? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
What did I say? Is there something wrong with you? Man, shit. 1 2 1 2.
Check. Recording, yeah?
You got your earphones on fire. That's
what it
is. Yeah, you got your headphones on.
It doesn't matter if I've got my earphones on. I'm coming at myself. Got it on my mouth. I'm stupid, mate. Yeah. Tried to get me to the studio. You can't get me. We're talking lessons. We're here now. So, what's on the horizon for you now? Like with the stuff you're doing with the hub, which is beautiful stuff. I like the the honesty and the clarity. What's the next for Nathan Taylor? So
I've quit my construction job about 4 months ago, I think it was. Just had enough of it. We spoke earlier again. I just wanted to wake up and feel inspired, feel as though I'm actually happy to be in a place of work. Mm-hmm. So that's when I just started doing the video editing. So again, with my page, I do my own videos. I create little stories sometimes. I'll film little bits and pieces. So it was a natural progression from that to working with these guys. And what I do is just I walk around, speak to the homeless people, give them some money, offer them some food. I might get a little story from them, do you know what I'm saying? And I'll compile the videos, and then for Vincent, who I work for, send a shout out to Vicky and Vincent Barnett.
Big up Vicky and Vincent Barnett?
Yeah.
Vincent Barnett?
Vincent Barnett, yeah.
Hello, Vincent. What's happening, brother?
Yeah.
God bless you. Dano.
So they've given me a great opportunity.
I see him in ages.
Yeah, he's good. They're both good, man. So that's what I've been doing. So moving forward, So moving forward, what I want to do is just work like in the sort of media industry, doing video editing, just that sort of stuff. I enjoy, as I said, being creative, thinking of ideas, concepts, and bringing them alive onto the screen, sort of thing. So that's what I want to do.
So what you're gonna do?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Come on. Why is you?
There you go. Come on.
Any advice for anyone at home? Anything else you want to talk about?
I just, we've touched on it so many times during this conversation, but just be honest with yourself. That's it. You can't get any more realer than that, because in order for you to do that, you have to address your demons. You have to address what you're doing. Accept that what you're doing is wrong, and that you need help. Do you know what I mean? And from that comes the services that you can go to, or speaking to friends and family. Do you know what I mean? Just be real with yourself. If you're happy doing what you're doing, that's what you want to do that. If you want to get sorted out, you know what you need to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
You put it very well, Nathan. This is
cool,
Nathan
man.
Taylor. I love that.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate
Thanks for coming, man.
You having me. Thank you guys as well. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Live talks.
Yeah.
Nathan Taylor. I am Fawole. Wizard on the camera. And the wizard. Thank you, man.
Nice one. Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.